before we even pull cards for your pile. So I had, before we even came into the session, I had 2 songs come to me. The first one was How Long Has This Been Going On by Ace. And the other one I don't know the name of, and I just lost it actually. Also, I was smelling cedar, and cedar, fresh hamster bedding. And maybe cedar is a smell that you enjoy, or a smell that you smell like, or a smell that you smell frequently, or is just, a sign of confirmation in some way. I was going to re-enter my meditation there, and I just wanted to say, as I took my first breath back in, I just wanted to say, that how long has this been going on energy? I was compelled to tell you guys for some reason, funnily enough, before I knew what that song was about, I just assumed it was about cheating. I looked it up, and it's actually about, well, I guess in a way it is about cheating, but I was thinking more in a sense of a relationship, and maybe they left it open to interpretation. Art oftentimes is open to interpretation. Anyways, that song is actually about the drummer, I believe, leaving to another band. And the song was asking the drummer essentially, how long has this been going on? But I just wanted to say, that song kind of came in, and I actually had 2 songs come in, and one of them was actually closer to when I was entering the reading. And as soon as I went to tell you about the songs, the How Long Has This Been Going On song kind of dominated the energy. I forgot, and it slipped from me, the other song entirely, but I just wanted to share with you, the other song was about how can you be real because you're so magical, or you're a dream, you're the dream person, how can you be real? I thought I was recording there for a moment, but I wasn't. But anyways, you guys, it was only for a split second, but you might hear some noise in the background, just so you guys know. It's my kitten watching birds in the window, their tails whacking the wall. But today's topic is, what are people saying about you? And it was actually a requested topic, and I appreciate that. You guys can actually, request topics, any topic you want, in the comments, and I will consider them. Today, though, we will be discussing what are people saying about you. So, pile 1, let's jump into it. I'm getting cool girl or just cool kid vibes from you. I'm getting that show actually called Freaks and Geeks, and I'm hearing the word outcast. But the people to me who resonate with their most authentic truth, or are doing their best to get to that place, and at teenagers we're in a confusing spot between conformity and trying to be authentic. So Freaks and Geeks to me is a show about maybe, I haven't watched that show, but just I won't say that show is about, but how the energy is coming through in the reading is it's about being authentic and not letting your authenticity stop you from running the show. Because authenticity is a wellspring for shame, fear, hesitation for most people, if not many, but maybe most, and so, and just being your authentic self, even if it outcasted you, especially in early life. Yeah, that's coming up heavily right now. And I'm specifically getting the image. I don't know what show it is. I feel there's a hallway on, an outdoor hallway, perhaps on that show. But I'm getting the image of I don't know if it's off that movie Assassination Nation, where it's girls are walking in this dominant formation, you can feel their power walking through this outdoor hallway. Sorry guys, I don't know how else to describe that. It's essentially a sidewalk with a roof over it basically, but but oh my gosh. Okay, let's just jump into this a little bit more. But I'm basically getting you are authentic to yourself, and you might also be fashionable too. People are I'm just hearing dang, they're really cool. Dang, she's cool. People look at you and think you're I'm just hearing firebrand. And you guys, I have been drinking tea, and I don't know, I was compelled to tell you for some reason that I've been drinking tea, and I get the sense, I just got the feeling of in continuation with that vibe we were discussing earlier, you might take interest in loose threaded sweaters with maybe in a fashionable sense, and off the shoulder pieces, and record stores, and dim lit boutiques, and handmade pieces, and for some reason taxidermy is coming up, and you might enjoy collecting bones. in like skulls and teeth that's coming up. And I don't know why, but nails is coming up. Fingernails, but like fingernails of like animals. I was specifically getting like a cat and even like a big cat, and now I'm seeing a tooth and a shark tooth. You may have had in earlier sense, like in your childhood, maybe you had like a shark tooth necklace, like, and that was your interest showing itself in your childhood or just earlier days. So let's see what the cards have to say. Oh wow. We get the Emperor in reverse. This card reads domineering, controlling, lack of discipline, rigid, stubborn, tyrant, reckless. And I just heard, I don't give it about my bad reputation. No. And you know what? You guys, oh my gosh. And I just heard, I really felt like I had like I just heard like marching boots, and like my knees feel like so energized. Like I feel like you may have, and I don't know why this came up, you may have in your friend group someone that has knobby knees. I'm hearing you may walk a lot. I'm getting like the feeling of like your legs are like bending a lot, and it's like you move a lot. You may move a lot more than you realize, or like more than you put intention to. You may be like, I'm going to a friend's. It's more like that. I'm going to a place. I'm going to do this. It's like I'm going to a friend's. I'm going to this house. I'm going to that house. It's like that. And in doing that, you do a lot of movement. But I don't think you're maybe intending to move, but like you move a lot. And I heard like walking boots. Like there's some power to your movement. Like it's interesting because like in all your people are like, they lack discipline. They feel like a lot of power from you. So it's interesting. And I'm getting I just heard Sid Vicious, but I was getting Billy Idol. People are maybe, just like this card reads, like a tyrant, really, but they sense your power, and maybe they're like, they think you're just like like, how do I describe this? They think you're just like untamed, essentially, that you have no intention, that, you're reckless. This card reads recklessness. Like, they think you're like domineering, lack of discipline, and reckless, stubborn, tyrant, that you don't want to learn, and maybe people think you're lazy. One of the things that I'm definitely getting to, it's like you have your own style, but I'm definitely getting like indie and like grunge style may have appealed to you like very heavily at one point. I'm getting like boots. Are they called Doc Martens? Sorry guys, I just haven't I've been on a spiritual trek for a while. So, it's been a while since I've been shopping that intently for like brand names and stuff, but now I shop more like, when I was a teenager I came across Doc Martens because they were included as part of an aesthetic. And today I come across things because they're aligned with me. So I shop differently. So I can't remember if they're called Doc Martens or not, but I believe that's what they're called. And I'm getting the image of like Doc Martens and like, yes guys, skinny jeans, okay. And some people act like they're appalled by that, but maybe that is prevalent to, your energy is like, maybe people act like they're appalled by the way that you present yourself. I'm getting like the vibe of like gauged ears, or like, a piercing that's irregular, like to the norm. It's atypical. And also, the thing that made me want to come back on screen, though, and like on screen, the thing that made me want to come back off screen. You guys have a really goofy energy. Like, I get the sense, like, I'm getting like the vibe of that 70s show where it's like hanging out in the basement and hanging out with friends and just goofing off. Oh, but the thing that made me want to start recording again is the download of you guys wearing like plaid pieces, multiple layers. It doesn't matter the weather, multiple layers, and tying like plaid long sleeves like around your waist sort of deal. I just heard Pearl Jam as well. You might have friends, and you may even be someone, like, if you're, a masculine, you may have longer hair. That's something I'm picking up. Or you may have someone in your friend group that has longer hair. That's a masculine. We have the hurt. Wow, people make a lot of like negative assumptions about you. This card reads isolation, loneliness, withdrawal, resignation, distance, lost your way. You know, and I just got in like the image of someone like kind of like storming, not someone, I didn't see them storming, but I'm like they're walking, and it's obvious that they're like, it's post like an argument, and they're like smoking a cigarette, and they're like walking around their neighborhood, but they have the energy of like, I'm walking because I just like stormed off. And I don't know in what way that's coming up. I'm getting perhaps that's insight into who thinks you lost your way. But let's just let the messages keep coming out, and we'll let them land where they do. I'm hearing someone say like, all they do is this all day. All they do is this all day. There might be like a lot of angst in your family dynamic. People are saying you're secretive, that you live a harmful hidden lifestyle, and that you have hidden agendas. Maybe people feel like they can't trust you, people in your household in particular, and they think you're disconnected from your intuition, like you make mistakes and don't listen. You don't have common sense. That's what I'm hearing. That might be something that you hear. Someone that says that. You might hear that from someone in your life about other people or about you. People are saying that you're withdrawn and silent, and they think your ways are selfish and shallow, and that you're led by ignorance, and that you don't understand the way of the world yet. They think you're like lost. They think you're really lost. And I'm getting the figure now off Breaking Bad, Jesse Pinkman. You know, and it's not that it's like that's how they see you. They see you as like this figure, they see you as this figure that's like sort of just, I don't know how to describe it. But Jesse Pinkman is how they're seeing you. I think Spirit didn't want me to describe it because it will leave it open to, how you see Jesse Pinkman, and that will land differently for different people. People think you're like incredibly, oh my gosh. People think you're incredibly, I just laugh because this card wanted to pop out but it didn't, and it's Ten of Swords in reverse, and it says can't get worse, only upwards from here, recovery, regeneration, resisting an inevitable end. And it's like, it didn't want to pop out though. So people want to think they don't need to worry. People think, well, I cannot worry about them. People are incredibly worried about you, by the way. You instill like worry in people. They very much worry about you. They're saying, it can't get any worse than this, so that can alleviate my worry. This is the worst it's gonna get. This is the worst it's gonna get. But they actually have fear that it's gonna get worse. They see you as like this Jesse Pinkman figure, and this person that's like, I'm just hearing like a degenerate, and they're like, you're throwing your life away. That's why I'm here. You might also hear someone say that. And I'm getting the feeling of like being hungover. You may use substances a lot or be around substances a lot. We have coming out the 9 of Pentacles in reverse, as well as the Ace of Wands in reverse, and 7 of Wands in reverse. 9 of Pentacles in reverse discusses your self-worth. Like, people see you as a hustler, or like that you are hustling and bustling, I hear. But they see it as you living beyond your means. Like, I'm hearing like, get a real job. And obsession with work, false success. It's like people may think that you work a lot to not work at all. That's what I'm hearing. Ouch. You guys, I'm gonna have to put a trigger warning on this. I had a reading recently that was like really raw as well. So if you came here, I just feel like if you came here, you were led here. But dang, y'all, the cards are slicing and dicing. And I guess really the cards are slicing and dicing, but this is really like just people's perception. People have a really ill perception of you. So we have as well delays, lack of motivation, lack of energy, lack of passion, weighed down, and boredom. Like, people may see you as like a really bored figure, and like they think you may get into shenanigans because you're bored, and they think you're delaying the inevitable, and like you don't want to grow up, I'm hearing. And I'm also getting the image of sleeping until 11, sleeping until 2. We have here exhaustion, giving up, destroyed confidence, overwhelmed, overly protected. I'm seeing like a set of eyes that are glazed over. You may have like sleepy looking eyes. People read into like the way that you present yourself as defensive and tired of life. I just heard I am. Spirit's saying don't give up though if like you are feeling, you know, a bit in the pits or like down in the dirt in any way. And I just heard, let me look up this song, you guys. It goes like, you're every bit the loser, yeah, you suck. You wonder why they hate you and your guts. Look at all their eyes, they're watching you. Everything you say or do, show them how you get down in the dirt. I think it's just called Puppy Dog by The Island, or it's called Internet Island, I believe, or Internet Islands, and it's called Puppy Dog. Okay, listen to that song. I think that song's gonna resonate with you guys. And also, the melody of the song itself is beautiful. It's like, it may actually inspire you though to kind of step into your courage a little bit, like your confidence a little bit, because I do get the sense that it's hard with all this energy to not internalize some of the exhaustion. Like, all these people are like, you're exhausted, you're lazy, you're behind, you aren't growing up, you've lost your way, you're withdrawn. Like, with all these things that people are saying about you, it's hard to just be, and then like, you know, you present yourself in this like alternative way. Just make sure to remember, like, you are, I'm just hearing Spirit say you're gifted in your own way, and like you have something special to bring that is different from everybody else. And make sure not to internalize like their narratives of like what it is that you're doing. What you're doing is different, and people are going to have narratives about what you're doing. And I'm just hearing the show must go on. It's like, you know, if you were the play unfolding on the stage at the theater, the play doesn't stop and consider itself when a spectator speaks. Okay? Oh wow, you guys. We have coming out while I say that though, we have the 6 of Swords and 9 of Swords, or 8 of Swords come out. These cards read transition, change, leaving behind, releasing, baggage, moving on. And whenever I heard baggage, I got the image of the home again. You may have had like a rough home dynamic, okay? And maybe initially, at least, that really spurred your interest in the alternative, I'm getting. But then like you realized, oh, maybe that was like, you know, the doorway I was like kind of meant to step, you know, you were meant to be cracked open into your interest in some ways. And like you ended up being thankful for being cracked open. And like, what is it that you're leaving behind? This 8 of Swords reads negative thoughts, self-imposed restriction, imprisonment, victim mentality, entrapment. You know, we were just talking about that though. 4:20 on the timer as I say that. We were just talking about that though. You know, you maybe, that just makes me, that's giving me like, you may have really chilled out, you know, confirmation on that. You may have really chilled out like this self-imposed restriction, these negative thoughts, this imprisonment, victim mentality, entrapment. You may have realized like, wait a second, these are other people's narratives, that I'm a slacker, that I'm a this, that I'm a that. We have coming out though, the World in reverse, seeking personal closure, shortcuts, delays, no closure, incompletion. And behind that we have emotionally balanced, compassion, diplomatic, control, balance, supportive leader, tolerance, empathetic. And behind that, okay, coming out as a companion card, so that was King of Cups, and then as a companion card we have the Devil. Okay, so this is shadow self, attachment, addiction, restriction, sexuality, temptation, seduction, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, toxicity. People may, I'm getting the sense that you may have had like a toxic household. You may have left a toxic family dynamic that was like codependent. The toxicity is like codependent, and like that energy and that energy body, okay, because it becomes like an entity upon itself, whether or not it's multiple people. That energy body is saying like, this person is selfish, you know, they're doing shortcuts. I'm hearing like you hit the road. I'm getting the image of like train tracks. Maybe you left quickly and started a journey that was going to be long but maybe quick, take you somewhere quickly. Like it was going to be a long journey but it quickly got you to a different destination. Your guys' reading is like completely new energy to me than I've ever seen. And like, just really, wow. You guys are like artists. I'm getting that for sure. But the truth of the situation is, okay, you're not selfish and you're not incomplete and you're not facing incompletion and you're not facing avoidance and you're not being avoidant. You're actually seeking emotional balance because you are emotionally balanced. And like this dynamic, I'm hearing this home life dynamic, I'm hearing, you know, I'm getting like psychological puzzles. I'm seeing like those stairs that like go into one another and like different platform levels, and like you can't tell where like it ends or begins, and it's like mental puzzles. And you may have had to grown up and then grown out of a mental puzzle scape and like a maze, but you were born into a maze, so you had to realize it was a maze to begin with and then find your way out. Holy cow, you guys. And I just got the image of like skater shoes as well. We have now though showing itself celebration, and I just got the image again of train tracks, but now like 2 or 3 people sitting on like the back grate and eating sandwiches. And this 3 of Cups card reads celebration, friendship, collaboration, creativity, friendship, community, happiness. You know, this is the truth of what you're actually achieving in this moment. It may be spiritual. You know, I'm getting the image of like you eating alone now and also in a bathroom. You know, you may have, it's like you're returning to an earlier spot in your life, but you're returning to it in a different way. It's like you're returning to a same spot but leveled up. And I just got, you guys, I wasn't recording for I don't even know how long. But I was just going to say, you know, okay, so all that I really missed, if I missed anything, was this discussion about how you may be eating alone. I got the image of train tracks again, and the image of like you eating sandwiches actually on like the back of trains on like the grate part with like 2 or 3 other people. But then, and I was like thinking actually, and I got the image of a fairy godmother, and specifically the one off Cinderella. And then I was like, maybe you're actually eating alone again, and this is like a return to an earlier time in your life when you were eating alone. You may have had a time when you were eating alone earlier, and I got the image of you eating alone in a bathroom. And it's like, you know, I also got the image then of spirits definitely around you. I just got confirmation about that. And again, wow, you are beautiful. And I just heard like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Like you may have like an Anthony Kiedis. I don't know why I'm hearing this because I don't actually know his story. But you might actually have his sort of story. I don't actually know his story. For some reason that's coming through. And oh wow, and I just heard Dream of Californication. It's almost like on this train, on this track, on this solo journey you're on, the only thing you may be packing with you is like your little hobo sack, I don't know what else to call it, and then your guitar. It's like you may have like the dream to sing or something. Wow. Coming out, we have the Magician, you guys. Action, creation, manifestation, power, self-confidence, clarity, willpower, creativity. Oh my gosh. You guys, what I wanted to say though, let me find that card again and I'll come back. Let me find it in the stack and I'll come back. Okay, I found it, you guys. And let me take a sip of tea actually. I just decided that. So we had come out like sideways like this. I flippin' love this for you guys. And I was about to say freaking, but I don't say that. But I'll say it for you guys. I'll say it for you guys for the means of channeling. Like maybe you guys say, you know, freaking or oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm hearing like, okay, I'm just gonna say but I'm hearing like someone like curse in like a playful way. Like you might have people in your group, or you may do this, or you once had people do this that like curse like dang, or like they may say like beehole, or like say it like full on. Like I won't say it full on for I don't know what I'm allowed to say on here. Okay, I want to keep it but anyways. So people want to say, you know, oh, your ego's showing and you don't actually have confidence and you're lacking recognition, you're unpopular, you're discredited, and if you have any achievement, it's been done in private because I don't see any. Okay. But what's actually going on, dude, is they're biting. Okay, and you might say, dude, you might have, that's what I'm saying. I'm getting like a really casual sense from you guys. Like, you guys are really chill as well. You guys are actually really chill, and like, your previous environment wasn't a good reflection of like your true self. The truth about the truth about you is that you are due for public recognition. You're due for victory, progress, and self-confidence. If you don't have those things yet, people see confirmation on that. People see that you are due and destined for those things. Okay, you're destined for them, and therefore you're due for them. Like you're due for them now. Like you're ready to arrive at that timeline and embody that timeline. People witness this within you. You just need to embody it. So they say out of fear and out of want, okay, out of want and out of fear that you will embody, they say you're doing it out of ego. They say you can't do it. They say that, you know, these talents are untrue. The truth of the situation is you are working on self-development, but people are saying you're misdirected in activity and that you don't have passion, you're uninspired, and you're not motivated. But you are actually, I just heard the furthest from the opposite of that is what the truth is. You are, like, I just heard, like, you know, I just watched, it's like the core of you in the mantle and the crust, like every bit of you and beyond in your atmosphere and everything. It's like every element of you is motivated and spun by, like, the gravity of you and the spin of you and the rotation of you and everything is in, like, the elements of you and the atoms of you, like, sorry guys, everything of you and how you move is made to move by this motivation. So it's like, I'm just feeling like you maybe got to the point where it was like sickening to be denied like your truth, and that's why you were pushed to, I'm just hearing like a point of desperation. And I'm hearing like a blues riff and like a harmonica and like seeing like dirt roads and you know, you may have faced a really sad, swampy, like uncomfortable and makes your skin crawl and makes you itch for, you know, just something. You're itching for something, like hypothetically, like you're itching for something and your skin's crawling from something, like something, you know, might be creeping you out or making you uncomfortable and you just itched for change. In that environment, okay, the emotional dynamic, what for you, like the emotional state and like the emotional consequence of this energy body, as we discussed earlier, was emotional loss, blocked creativity, emptiness, self-love, intuition, repressed emotions. Leaving that situation though, okay, leads you to temperance. This is balance, harmony, moderation. I'm hearing that harmonica now again, and it sounds like, you know, as we talked about, like you may be in the same place as earlier. Oh, and if I didn't talk about this because I think, you know, I the camera cut off and then I had to retell everything, but I was getting the image of like I don't know if it was GameCube or earlier, but like those Donkey Kong and Mario like games, if it wasn't them, but ones like them, I can't remember exactly which, but they would let you like jump up in place through the level. So you could like jump up through the level in place. It's like that's how I was seeing you return to your earlier self, and like maybe you're eating again, but this time you're doing it differently. And it's like maybe before you were doing it from the outcast standpoint, but like now you're doing it from an empowered standpoint. People are hoping, getting the feeling of like someone pacing, chewing their fingernails. Someone's like really chewing their fingernails about you. Someone might be a fingernail chewer and like has really short, like too short of a nail from chewing fingernails, and they're like really pacing by the phone thinking about you. And I'm getting the image of like puffy permed hair and wood paneled walls and carpeted floors and now Converse and minivans. That person is facing though inner turmoil, deep-seated fears. They're worrying about the worst. They this card, you know, we get 9 of Swords coming out. It's like they're worrying about the worst and hoping you'll reach out, and it's like they're in a power position, but it's like they're trying to place themselves as a victim. They've put like this soft thing in a place where it had to become a shell. It had to find a shell to protect itself, and like so you had to find a place of protection, and like you're in alignment now though. This card reads, dreams come true, family contentment, total love and support, inner happiness, alignment, fulfillment, blissful relationships, divine love, harmony. If you haven't reached this yet, that's what you're heading towards. That's your timeline. You just need to be you. Just make sure you're being you. And then you'll stay on your timeline. Just don't let anybody else take possession of your timeline, but I don't think you need to worry about that. Final words from this deck, and then we'll move on to some other decks for some different messages. We have Queen of Cups, compassion, comfort, calm, nurturing, healing, emotionally stable, intuitive, caring. And I'm back at the train on that grate where you're eating a sandwich, and I'm getting the image now of an angel hugging you, and it's like I'm coming back to on this 3 of Cups where I was like getting the image of people eating sandwiches with you, and I thought about the fairy godmother. It's like the people that are with you right now might actually be spirit, and you're like doing this journey alone again, but it's like you're alone this time, but from it's this time it's empowered. empowered. It's from an empowered way, not from being outcast, like not from people putting you there. Like you put yourself here by choice, and like you have a vision and you're on a path, and that's kind of what people are worried about. They're like, I'm worried that they do actually have a path. Like it's just so out there that I want to wish that that's not what's happening, because it's not a path that's like, here's the street from my house to the mall. It's like I'm riding the grate on the back of the train cross country. You know, that's a completely different path, and it's like an unbeaten path I'm hearing. Untrodden path. So people are wishing, but they kind of know. They kind of know. That's what I'm hearing. Let's go ahead and switch to a different deck, though. On the bottom of this deck, we'll just go ahead and read what came out. We have Two of Swords, difficult decisions, weighing options, avoidance, and deadlock. You know, you may have had for months or longer, I'm hearing, just deciding which direction you should move in. I'm getting, at one point, you were pacing. Like pacing in your room, like about to pack or something, or like thinking to pack, or like planning to pack, or how to pack or something, or like what to do in response to something. We have coming out, oh wow, we have coming out the Lovers, Ace of Pentacles, and Ten of Wands. The Lovers is a choice, the strength of two together, alignment, values, deep love, sexuality, passion, partnerships, union, relationships, love, harmony. What about it though? Abundance, manifestation, opportunity, new career, financial opportunity, new venture, prosperity. So it's like, and then on the bottom of this stack, burden, extra responsibility, hard work, completion. It's like maybe something that, it's like a union that was once abundant with opportunity became, I'm just seeing like a large water fountain, like a water feature outdoors, the water shutting off and then the fountain drying up and the filter of the fountain like sputtering from no water going through it. Okay, let's switch to some other decks. So we have coming out for you what people are saying, the curse of gluttony compels excessive indulgence and consumption. People, I'm hearing like people are seeing you as like this wild horse figure, and like he or she is excessively indulging and in this like freedom lifestyle. I'm getting like this liberation. They're indulging in liberation. It's like people want you to commit to regularity, but you may be like a shining star meant for, you know, literally, not in like a metaphorical sense. Okay, and I just got confirmation again about like spiritual support around you. You may have like a very spiritual journey towards a very destined position, and it's a very sparkly and illuminated position, and that's all intentional. And I just am called to actually move on to a different deck, so let's do that. I won't spend any more time on that. We have on the bottom of this deck, Curse of Fear, imbues you with overwhelming terror. It's like I honestly think that this outside energy body wanted to stop your rising star, like your rising path. They wanted to stop that by like instilling fear in you. People say about you, okay, I'm intrigued and eager to learn more and figure you out. And they also say, unfortunately, there's something difficult I need to share with you. But this is coming out for me. Okay, that's just what that card reads. How this is coming out for me in this reading for you is that you show up for people as bad news. People are curious about you and they make bad news assumptions about you. I'm actually getting like how when the news will cover a specific area over and over again in like a violent way, people can get the assumption that that area, it only allows violence to prosper, but like that isn't true. And it's like people have only heard this single narrative about you really, and so there's assumptions made off that. I'm getting like small town vibes as well. What I mean by that is like the energy of like everybody knowing your story or thinking they know your story because they know people in your family, and you know your neighbors, and your neighbor's your doctor, and your doctor's your kid's basketball coach. You know what I mean? Like, we have coming out as well, journey and amusement. Adventure awaits, a physically or emotionally expanding experience ahead. I find your stories comical and your life a source of entertainment. I'm getting the energy of like hometown friends coming through, like an old group of friends coming through, watching you like go off on this train track and like waving you off. And they're like happy for you. These people believe in you, and like you light these people up. They believe in your light. Confirmation on that. Double confirmation on that. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I'll just say how this come out. What dropped on the floor was this card, and this is a stack of like birds, okay, this Siskin, and I was like, oh, you may have in particular, and I was actually picking up that energy, specifically out of this group of friends, was a female energy, a feminine energy. And it's interesting, Siskin comes out, like you may have a sister literally, but I was picking up more like a friend that's a girl, okay? As I was about to say that, on the bottom of the deck, and again, these are birds, it says titmouse. I was getting like your junior, but at 1 or 2 years I was even sensing like this. If this was a friend from school, they may have been like a year younger than you, or I don't know, they're just like something about them seems younger in a way, but they're like very close to you. But these people, they see you as, oh wow, Siskin, keywords, energy, joy, sociability, symbols, sun, music note, tree, temperament, energetic, sociable, colors yellow, black, green. Right behind that we have chickadee, keywords, cheerfulness. I'm getting this is the energy of that girl, that feminine energy, cheerfulness, adaptability, sociability, sun, tree, music note. It's like you're a bird that sings a song, and she's a bird that loves music and loves to like bask in the sun rays on the branch beside you and like listen to you sing. That's like the energy of you guys together. Oh, that's so sweet. Sociable, cheerful. You guys are a group of friends that were like bold together. Okay, and I was actually getting the energy and how those cards like showed themselves, how they did. I was getting the energy of the sort of humor that's on, I don't know how to describe it. It's like the sort of humor that's on like Scary Movie 2. It's like that's the sort of silly humor that you guys may have had in your group. People might say it's like lowbrow humor, but there might be a lot of intelligence behind, you know, there might be a lot of wit behind like the jokes that you make. Oh my gosh, and then right here on this card, keywords, intelligence, adaptability, communication, book, gear, feather, intelligent, adaptable, blue, white, black. It's like and then right behind that, intelligence again, book, feather. Like people underestimate your intelligence because of the way you present yourself. And we have coming up here, woodpecker, drum. You have very musical, people just see you as a slacker is what I'm hearing. I just got the image of a school bus, and you're a very musical person. I even got, before I got the image of a school bus, I was getting the image of a schoolroom, and it's like, after I got the image of a school bus, so it's like people kind of expected like, oh, they're gonna peak in high school, and they didn't even peak then. People are really mean about you, but thankfully you're to a place though where you realize like that's them, not you, and like you realize what that means to say and believe that's them and not you. It's like you don't have to internalize their narratives because their narratives are their narratives, not, you know, like I said earlier, the play, you know, doesn't stop unraveling because someone in the audience is spoken, okay? It keeps rolling on. It has no consciousness of a spectator. So you just let you let them say what they will, and it doesn't matter. The show goes on. It must go on. Oh, the keywords on here separately though, but it's calling me together. Fisheye. Fisheye may have been like a camera feature you enjoyed. On the bottom of this deck, I'll just go over this because it's interesting and for some reason I feel relative, but we have sparrow. On this card reads, a death omen. A person who catches a sparrow must kill it or else die themselves. Okay, this isn't something I believe, you guys. This is just like information. This is like myth and culture and folklore from I don't know where, but it's information available online. Keywords being community, simplicity, diligence. Symbols being house, seed, basket. It's like I'm getting the image of a baby on a doorstep, and like you were the baby on a doorstep. A person who catches it's like the person who caught you, the person who opened the door to the baby on the doorstep, which was you, you know, in all your magic and like in all your musical, you like have musical notes floating above you, like around you and surrounding you, and like you are a musical being. It's like this person, I'm getting the image too of like when the Grinch shows up as a baby in a basket for some reason, and when the Grinch is younger watching the kids in class, like, but he's from the outside. But it's like when this person opened up the door to this baby in a basket, and this baby in a basket was you, and you were a sparrow. Okay, it's like something unfolded whereby through time this person felt like you must be ended or else they're gonna be ended in some way. You're being guided by, like, you know, people don't understand what you're guided by. They think you're not being guided at all, and if you are guided, they don't see what it is. Like, they don't understand. They don't see guidance, but like you're being guided by a self-awareness and divinity. You're being guided by like your soul. You are a very soulful I'm just getting, you know, I just heard, I don't know why this is like, I just got the image of pickled eggs and also beef jerky and like snack foods like that, like foods in jars and foods that come in like at gas stations. You might enjoy snacking on stuff like that, like convenience foods. The reason you left behind this situation is because you are a positive being and you realize and recognize the need for spiritual resonance. Like there's power in frequency and you need to be in a specific frequency to be able to create. You have endurance and like you know that, and you were pushed to your limits, and that's why you found these like critical truths of yours. It's pushing you to be delivered to like a universal justice, and your version of, you know, you are aligning into like divine order, making the decisions and making the steps that you're taking. We get coming out here a card which reads fulfillment of spiritual purpose, nurturing energies, balance, healing, unity, love. Karmic law, divine spark, enlightenment, governs cause and effect, mastery over trials, the unfolding of divine will, power, destiny, karma, manifestation, the number 8. And fish in Pisces, and just fish specifically, keeps coming up. So let's get some messages from Spirit, and then we will get, oh, that's so interesting. We'll get some messages from the fishbowl. I already grabbed that. But let's get some messages from Spirit. You know, I'm getting the energy, your energy is, you may have felt stressed by like the mundanities of life. Like the mundanities of life stressed you out because you felt like you had to tend to those and drudge through those to get to the place where you could be creative. I got the sense of like, ooh, I got to do this and this task before I can get to the space I actually want to get to, which is this space where I can make this or do this, or, and it's like you left behind the mundanities. I love that. For you, because that's what you needed in this situation. You've reached a state of absolute freedom, I'm hearing. Liberation. I just heard oh my gosh. And I got the image of like golden beams like beaming on you, and you're like, you're like opening your arms out to the sun and like basking like an upright lizard. I don't know why I said like an upright lizard. You are in human form. Okay. Oh my gosh. You guys really cause a lot of laughter and you're really fun. My cat's playing a lot in your energy. You know, earlier I was like getting the energy of you may hang out or hung out a lot with friend groups. And it's like the spaces were also outcasted spaces as well. So that's not like what the spaces were, why you were going to them. It's like you were there because they were spaces of your own. So like I got basement earlier, but like I'm also getting like garage. We have coming out for you, and I'm just going to go over all of them because you have a very spiritual, like, you are meant to be on a stage. Okay, I'm telling you that. I'm seeing, like, spotlights on you. You playing a guitar. You on a stool with, like, one leg kicked up on the stool, one leg extended out. You're in a mic. You're looking at an auditorium of people. I'm seeing, like, a country-esque sort of auditorium, but I don't see you necessarily singing country, but it's like the size of the auditorium, it like reminds me of like Tennessee country music halls. Wow, you guys, you are destined to be like on a stage. Like you are heading there. You're heading there. You're on your way. Like you are arriving there. Right now, you are on your way to the place. You are heading there to show up now to the door. I'm getting a headache because I'm sensing you may not realize like the full capacity of like your location right now in your timeline. Spirit's like nudging you to take it all in. And now I'm seeing you like inside of a train, and like the train is luxury, and like you have a luxury room in the train, and it's going through like Europe, and Spirit's saying make sure you're taking a breath in and like looking out the window, and like just look out the window. Just like you're meant to like kind of just sit on this train and just watch the scenery is what I'm getting right now. We have on the bottom of this deck underlying energy then transformation 1313. Change is happening. Trust in the rebirth. 44 support. You are supported by the divine realm. The number 50 freedom. Major shifts are creating new freedom in your life. Growth. Number 12. And number 12 is like a very divine number, a very holy number. Just further support and confirmation that Spirit is with you, and you're a very spiritual person. Even if you're not, you know, I'm not getting like the sort of spirituality where it's like you wear bead, crystal, long necklaces and like shaman sort of gear, like wear, like it's not like that, but like you feel soulful. It's like that. It's like like you feel very soulful and like you're guided by your soul. You are evolving. Keep learning and growing, Spirit wants you to know. We have 8888, abundance flow. Abundance is flowing to you in many forms. Keep a lookout, I'm hearing. Alignment 2020, you are on the right path, stay balanced. I'm getting the image, I forget her name, but there's an artist actually a friend found recently, and like within the last year, and showed me, I can't remember her name, but like her story is she was homeless in the beginning of her life before she was like a known musician, and I think she may have actually traveled by train to some places, and she was a traveler for a while though, and like she ended up in California, I believe, and like living on the beaches but still homeless, and eventually she found her footing as a musician. It's like that story may relate to you. You may relate to that story. We have Archangel Gabriel showing up. Communication. Speak your truth. Your voice is needed. 333. Support. Ascended masters are guiding you now. You are being divinely guided. You can trust and have faith and surrender to the process, your process, and your path. You can surrender. And it might look crazy to others, but it doesn't feel crazy, and you know it isn't crazy. You're surrendering, and you can trust that you're safe because you're in safe hands. We have twin blessings, 1616, double the blessings are coming your way. I'm just hearing too, like you're being blessed because you believe. Archangel Virtio, abundance. Abundance flows to you. Be ready to receive. Patience, 24. Be patient. Everything will come in time. I'm sensing like a bit of worry on your end. It's worrying because you may be so out there, I'm hearing. You may be so far out there, so extended out there. I'm getting the feeling of like you're tethered to a space station, and you're like outside of the space station, floating in space, and it's like you feel like that right now. But that's not the truth of your position. It's like one little black spot on the sun. Okay, so like zone out and look at the whole sun, which is like your whole truth. That little cold spot there isn't the whole warmth and illumination of what's happening to you right now. Change 25. Expect changes. Stay open to new possibilities. Divine timing 1010. All is unfolding as it should. Trust the timing. Alignment of purpose 1122. You are aligned with your higher purpose. Keep going. Archangel Zadkiel's appearing to talk to you about forgiveness. Release resentment. Forgiveness frees you. Archangel Malachiel as well to speak to you about inspiration. Divine inspiration is flowing through you. We have making an appearance to the number 9, representing completion. A chapter is closing. Embrace new opportunities. Fulfillment 1919. You are nearing your goal. Keep the faith. You already have faith. Just keep your faith. Support 1414. Your angels are guiding you. You are not alone. That's confirmation on stuff we've discussed earlier, you guys. Positive change 1515. Change is bringing blessings. Stay optimistic. Trust 1616. Have faith in your journey. Things will improve. And I just want to say before we go over this last card, because this last card is just confirmation on what I wanted to say before I got to it. Take notice to how your cards are in succession a lot of times, like 14, 15, 16, 24, 25. Your numbers, they do successions, they do doubling. Like you are balanced, you are in harmony, you are in alignment, and you are in alignment and ascending. And final card for confirmation before we reach into the fishbowl for some last words from Spirit. Okay, we have progress 1, 2, 3. You're moving forward step by step. We are back with the fishbowl with final messages, so let's jump into it. We have confusion. Wander a short distance to think and then return. So people are hoping that you're confused at the moment, or like you don't know what it is that you're doing. So like you've left, but they're hoping you're just gonna come back. But the truth of the matter is like you're working independently. Some people that know your truth and recognize your truth more closely, like your old friend group, for example, they realize this. If you notice this paper is white, for example, I don't think that's a coincidence in this particular reading, although I'll be honest with you, I hardly believe in coincidence, if at all. And you know, this paper is white, and here it's like that's closer to your truth. See, this next one reads in yellow, can't live without you. It's like this person in the past wants you to be confused, wants you to return. Your path will require you to be consistent in your efforts. Requires consistency and effort, it says. It will require you to put forth effort. And it will require you to be consistent. And it will require you to be consistent in your boundaries as well, I'm hearing. We have coming out good indication, higher self, beacon of light, love, and beauty. That's you. And we have glacier, cut deep, went deep, deep wisdom. And we're gonna leave your reading off there. You guys, if this was helpful at all or it reached you in a way that resonated, don't forget to leave a like and your thoughts in the comments. And if you're unsure of what to say or you're a little shy, you can drop a sun emoji in the comments. because you guys are a ray of sunshine in many people's lives. You light up and warm up so many. Also, don't forget to subscribe so I can see you guys again, and share so I can find others. And I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye! Hello, Pile 2. So before we even begin, I'm sensing in your energy a very soft, luxuriating energy. And pampered is the word I was looking for. And I was compelled to pull so many decks. I mean, let me count here. 11 decks. I don't know how many I had in the first pile, but it wasn't that many, I don't think. And we're doing things a little different. So I'm in pile 1 was very unique to me. So I'm already getting to, like, your pile is also unique to me, and this whole reading might be really unique. Even pile 3 I'm sensing. So this pile, I was getting the feeling of like showering or like bubble bathing for the purpose of feeling pampered and like, you know, feeling taken care of, feeling clean and taken care of and pampered and like, yeah. And also I just wanted to note, like, a lot of the decks that I pulled, I was immediately pulled to, like, immediately, like, princess decks and regal, like, royal, but very princess focused decks. And I kept wanting to, and I wasn't going to at first pull out some of these darker decks that I was being pulled to, but I did. So there seems to be some darker elements to your energy here that are maybe want to go hidden or are very, very, very deeply hidden. But we will get into that. So let me do just a quick meditation real fast and we will begin your reading. I also just got the image of like being on a balcony at night and like walking through and looking for something in a garden at night, like walking through a garden and like looking for something. And it's like brushing long hair and it's like there's a lot of searching. There's like a lot of searching feeling on your part. And then there's also like a lot of stuff is at night. I don't know. I keep getting pulled to that. Like a lot of your princess elements is like happening at night. Like everything in the castle is at night. And like, I don't know. But I just wanted to say though, like coming back to that hair being brushed and like, you know, there's like a heavy element of like self-pampering here. And like being pampered and like having a lot of something. I just got the image of, well, and I don't know the song. I don't even feel like singing it because honestly, I was just joking about this with someone this morning. It was cracking me up because they were like singing to me a tune from something that I like know very well. It's a show that we watch like obsessively, honestly. They were singing a tune back to me because I couldn't think of it, and it was funny because whenever they sang it to me, I laughed so hard because I had told them like I do not recognize that tune at all. And oh, I just lost the tune that I did have for you guys, but it's just they just reminded me of that. But let's get into your guys' energy. It's like even that though kind of feels like, you know, it was meant to make its way into the reading because it's like even that was like a searching element. Like there's like something like wistful searching I'm hearing. I don't know what wistful is. Wistful if wistfully searching though. It's like, you know, and then things aren't ringing a bell yet. It's like you're searching for something but things don't ring a bell. I remember what the song was now. It was like you're beautiful. You know, I think it was like, I feel like it was a song. It's a guy singing it, by the way. I feel like it was a song on Hot Chick with Rachel McAdams and Rob Schneider, but I can't remember. But I was getting the feeling of like wearing slippers and having your hair in rollers and doing face mask and You guys are very, like, you guys luxuriate in self-care and being pampered. You luxuriate in pamperedness. Like, pampered itself is a luxuriousness, but then you luxuriate in it. Like, you are pampered. You know, people might have those two things separately because they're inherently the other thing in a sense. But you, like, you double down. You have the double chocolate chip cookie. You have the double chocolate cake. And I was getting, like, watching what people call chick flicks, but, like, watching movies that get you in touch with, like, your femininity. People may feel like you have, like, a perfect life and that you are perfect, but that you don't have to work for anything, and you might have, like, you might deal with, like, boredom or, like, not having a trajectory, like, not having a, like, a path of acceleration, because you're kind of, like, already on, you know, in position for the throne, is what I'm hearing. And I just heard, you're beautiful no matter what you say, 'cause words can't tear me down. And I heard another song as well, but it's escaping me. There's a lot of stuff escaping me. Like, people may think you're, like, really airheaded and, like, you know, I'm getting the feeling, actually, though, that honestly you're incredibly intelligent. You just don't have to show people your intelligence. So it's like, it's not that you're bored, you have no opportunity to, you know, there's no outlet for you, really. It's like you don't have an outlet that matches you and, like, your height, like, where you're at. You need, like, outlets for intelligence, and, like, there aren't that many, it seems, around you, maybe, perhaps, you know, that's the feeling. I'm getting, like, the feeling of, like, people that are, like, have to maybe work really hard for their position, like, in this hypothetical. Okay, so, like, if you were, like, a princess and, you know, it's like the butler is, like, looking at you and being, like, you know, kind of, like, I'm just hearing snidey. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I'm hearing, like, snide remark. I don't really know what that means, though, you guys. There are figures, though, that see you as, like, this very, like, I'm getting, like, Princess Diana. Princess Diana. It's like you're very hopeful and calm and, you know, purposeful, and you're like a shining light on the horizon, I hear, and a good omen for so many. Like, when you walk into the room, people's eyes, minds, hearts, and lives light up. You're nurturing. You're practical. Like, you know how to help. I'm seeing your energy, like, bandage a wound on someone else. You know, and you actually will get down in the dirt, is what I'm hearing. Okay, apply yourself and get dirty. Like, Princess Diana, you know, she went into places that maybe many royals would, you know, like, I'm hearing the word untouchable. Like, many people in royal positions and, like, higher up positions might start to close themselves off to, like, different ways of life, and, you know, they might become biased to outside ways of life and stuff, but, like, your heart remains open and overflowing, I'm hearing. But the reality of your position, I'm just hearing, is, like, you have a position of inherent power, so it's like people will, by choice, overlook, like, your good-natured qualities just because they're out to get something that you possess or, like, you're around or in the way of. Okay. Wow, I'm getting, like, my cards are shuffling so fast right now. I'm getting, like, papers and tabloids are, like, flying off the shelf. Like, I'm getting, like, people might talk a lot about you, and like stories might go fast. Like there might be story after story after story about you, and like people are constantly talking about you maybe, and like there's a lot to talk about you, or there's something like, you know, it's like I'm just hearing like press and like tabloids and flying off the shelf, and I'm getting like camera flashes. It's like people, you know, are kind of obsessed with knowing your narrative and knowing your doings, but at the same time they're like, oh, look at how boring it all is. And it's kind of, people want to, you know, people are obsessed with you, but they, some people don't want to acknowledge you, but that doesn't even, you know, that's not your truth just because that's their wish. You remain who you are and where you are and what you are. People see you as a very diligent figure, someone who's working towards, you know, a crown of your own, I'm hearing, like a throne of your own, I'm hearing. You are someone with passion and high standards, and people might see you as doing an apprenticeship of some sort. Okay, and I'm seeing you hold like books against your chest and like wearing a backpack and being studious, and I'm seeing, you know, you might be really artistic and also very intelligent. I'm seeing just like, I was seeing specifically the girl off of Not Another Teenage Movie that's like gets made over, and like, she's sort of unaware of like her beauty, and she's just this passionate figure. I can't really remember what that movie was about. It just matters how the energy is coming through, but, I think the position that you have, people might look at it and be like, this is what I would do with it. But you have your own plans and your own path, I'm hearing. Okay, bottom of the deck. So this is like underlying energy. You are a natural leader, a visionary, an entrepreneur. You have a big picture in mind. Okay, and you overcome challenges easily, I'm hearing. And that may mean it's not easy for you, but you do it easily. You do it. And you're mature and career focused. Okay, so people might be like, oh, she's just a simple princess. Okay, this is hypothetical. She's just a simple princess. Hypothetical, like, you may not literally live in a castle, but like, I like to think of my home as a castle, and like, in that way, it literally is a castle. So like, you know, I don't want to say like, you know, so I'm just saying that because some people like kind of get disturbed by those descriptors, but like, honestly, not me. And I just want to say, perhaps maybe I should just, I don't know, explain all that so those who align with it can, and, you know, yeah, because I just want my truth and your truth to be out there, I guess. We have fruits of labor showing up, rewards, luxury, self-sufficiency, and financial independence. This feels closer to your truth. You know, you don't want to, I don't know why I'm hearing it like this, but suckle off the cloth. I don't know why I'm hearing it like that, because I don't know what that means or if that's even a saying. But it's like, there's a fabric that you're cut from. And I think this fabric, actually, if you were to suckle off of it, you know, have you, okay, this is really strange. Have you ever suckled on a fabric? You guys, I'm so sorry. But it's like, it's a dry experience, okay? So like, you may have this huge duvet that you are a part of, but like, to suck on that duvet would be a dry experience. So you're trying to go get your own duvet. You know, it doesn't even matter. A throw blanket would be better than suckling on that duvet, okay? So, you know, people might want to be like, because you're so simple. You're not so simple. It's just they want to deny you your power. You know, they want to be like, oh, you're just a princess. You're not the king. You know, that's the vibe. But that's a invalid vibe. Okay. I just heard, like, you're incredibly spoiled and you do what you want. And people might be, like, disgusted by that, but you just do what you want. And also, I just heard, like, you have things to do, so, like, you don't pay that energy any mind. And I just got as well, like, you have actually purged, in any remaining things you are purging that energy from your life. Like, things that are disgusted by you being pampered. The only space you have room for now is self-love, self-care, and people who reciprocate and support you in that energy, and also people who give you that energy. Like, that's the only energy you give to others. You want to, and now you're learning how to give that to yourself, and you're realizing, like, you only want people in your life that give that to you, because that's what you give to others, and you want to start giving it to yourself, and you want to receive it from others as well. So, like, it's like, I'm just hearing, like, you're coming out of a period of, like, starvation of the heart, but, like, at the behest of others, at the hands of others. I don't know what at the behest. That's how I heard it, but that's just how I said it, guys. I'm just hearing too, like, you know, I don't know too much about Princess Diana because she was before my time, but I do know about her, like, I think that she was a quite humanitarian figure, and that's what I'm getting with you. Like, you may think about matters that concern, like, humanity, matters that concern the world. Like, you have big ideas and, like, big matters that concern you. And also, it may have took you, like, a long time to realize that you could rid yourself of, like, the energy that was, like, disgusted by you pampering yourself and, like, nurturing yourself. It took you a long time to realize you could rid yourself of that energy. And I just heard, like, obligation and position. So maybe, like, because of the position you were in, you felt there was obligation, or there was something to do with position and something to do with obligation. I left the reading for just a moment and remeditated, and I was hearing in that space, well, I wrote it down for myself, and then I realized I was being called to share it with this pile, and it's like, the work is already done. The work that you are thinking of, it's already done. You are just, like, dusting the work off so that you can see and get to the results. But it's like, and like, really what I'm getting, like, is, like, you have, like, a grand design and destiny. I just heard, like, there she goes. People are, like, watching you take off. And I'm hearing that, like, oh my gosh, I was literally going to say, I was hearing that in, like, a literal sense. Like, you are literally taking off. Like, you're on, you know, I was going to say, I literally I'm watching you go, and we get the chariot: movement, progress, action, integration, determination, willpower, control, direction, departure, courage. And I was getting the image, actually, of, like, international travel. You know, coming back to Princess Diana, like, she would often go to international locations. That's so... People are saying this move for you was, like, a financial loss. That you're facing loss and isolation, and people are worried. They think that you need, like, you might be in a situation where you're facing poverty and you're insecure at this moment. People are saying, you know, you're doing measures of control. You might have some money saved up, or you might have some methods of conservatism about you, like frugality and such. But those are just measures of control because you're in a space of lack. That's what people are saying. So it's like some people are seeing you go off. Oh, interesting how those... Oh, interesting. The people who want to take over your position, or, like, feel like you're in the way of something that they want, those people are the ones who are, like... Those people are haters. Like, they honestly offer no truth. Don't even listen to, like, their projections or, like, their energy. Like... they're just, you know, starved entities that are, like, after something, and you are in the pathway of that something, and so, you know, they're gnawing at you. That's all that is. We have coming out Queen of Swords. I think this is you in response to these figures. We have Queen of Swords and the Hanged Man come out. unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear-minded, perceptive. I think you were very hurt by these people, but you had to be like stoic and present yourself in a graceful manner, in a composed manner. I'm literally getting the image of, you know, I'm getting like The Crown and like that sort of show where it's like there may be like a really dramatic, heart-tugging, heart-wrenching scene going on, but not a single freaking tear. Y'all, not a single tear is being shed. Not a single tear is being shed. Okay, but there might be like a cello in the background like, whoa. Okay, like very dramatic. Okay, like this may have caused you deep pain, but you had to stay composed. And you know, the way that you were able to reach that composure and stay composed was by pause, by surrender, by letting go, by new perspective. I think you had to let go of some idea or frame of mind, or like I'm hearing like scaffolding of like your position and the obligations that came with it from before. And like that's what allowed you the space for this freedom for movement. And then with freedom for movement, you were able to progress. But it took courage. But you found that courage by letting go, by finding new perspective, by reaching enlightenment, viewing things different than before, reaching deep insight, sacrificing some things, making change, and releasing. Let's get one more message from this deck. People are saying that you have a lot of burden and you're carrying a lot of extra responsibility, that I'm hearing like the job is done. I feel like people are saying like you've walked away from everything and you walked away with what you could and you won't be coming back, but like you didn't actually walk away from anything. You preserved what you could, because as I said before, you know, there was some gnawing figures, and this honestly, these gnawing figures had nothing to do, are irrelevant with your grand design and, you know, destiny, as we discussed earlier. These gnawing figures have nothing to do. I'm like literally getting like vulture creatures, but like flightless vultures. Like they're like vultures that like can't fly, and they have like mannerisms of like hens for some reason. Like hens. I'm getting like vultures that roost, and like they're like you know, vultures that gossip. It's like, you know, they're scavengers that are like gossiping. They have no higher sight. Maybe their wings have been clipped from you know, like bad morality, because consistent bad morality, like commitment to bad morality. I can feel one more message wants to come out of here. It's like trying to make its way out as I... Oh, okay. Okay. Wow. You have people... I'm getting like Brutus figures and people that just want to like... Honestly, like I'm hearing just like... wrongfully... Okay, I don't... I'll just say it in a goofy way, and I'm really sorry, guys. But they want to decapitate you. Like in like a taking the head off the snake kind of way. It's almost like, but in a futuristic sense. It's like they see this snake coming down the pipe. They're trying to like saw the pipe where they think the snake is. They have no freaking they have no... I keep saying, y'all, I don't really like saying that word. I keep saying it with y'all. Okay. So we have coming out, the truth of the situation is King of Swords, King of Pentacles, and Justice. Okay, this is head over heart, discipline, truthful, honest, mental clarity, and authority. Wealth, business, leadership, security, discipline, abundance, prosperity, generosity. So it's like you are actually facing, holding, and, you know, heading towards truth. You know, you're facing and holding truth, and you're heading towards even more truth. Like as you continue on this path, even more illumination will be had. Not just for you, but over this whole realm. And I'm just seeing, like, you, like, also, like, now you're kind of, like, carrying a suitcase. Like, you have business to do. And also, like, justice will be had. Fairness will be restored. Truth, clarity, equality, balance, cause and effect, and law are keywords that are coming out. Like, underlying energy to what it is that you're facing. Spirit wants you to just realize that. I guess, like, they, you know, I felt like that message was in there waiting for you. So, oh, okay. You may have been worried, like, deeply worried, actually, about how, I'm hearing implication and obligation again. But implication, it's like, you may be a highly responsible figure, but made out to feel like you had just dropped the ball completely, and like you yourself are a burden. And I just got mail through my mail slot on my door. Maybe that's confirmation. That you have an incoming letter. Let me actually go see what that news was. I am literally so glad that I checked that, because guys, what came through the mail was one single thing, and it was the PIN number. It was actually for my father, but it was the PIN number for a credit card that he had, like, ordered, or like not a credit card, but like it was for a card he had ordered, and then it, like, the card didn't show up, and then there's been a ton of issues getting the card, and it was, like, supposed to just be, like, a simple thing, and so it's like you're gonna get post-dated information that's gonna give you, like, access to something. It's like a card, by the way, that, like, it's like a debit card, I guess. Yeah, it's a debit card. So maybe that's relevant. It's like something that's yours that, like, only, you know, it's like a debit card only you put money into, and, you know, you can take money out of it. It might have interest on it, you know, maybe there's some little things like that on there, but, like, it's yours that you put effort into, and yours that you take out of. Like, you put effort in, you get reward out. Like, and it belongs to you. And, you know, it's not like a credit card where you owe you owe money out, and, like, it's a debt that's due, and, like, it's not like that. It's like, it's all yours. But, like, despite this, there's been hiccups. There's been delays. There's been, you know, roadblocks. There's been, like, just stuff like that. And that was just a message that something's coming to you that's going to change the direction of that. Okay. On the bottom of the deck, okay, this is underlying energy again. We have journey, adventure awaits, a physically or emotionally expanding experience is ahead. I just hear, like, destiny and destined, and, like, people realize, like, you have a huge, like, a big future ahead of you, and we have future coming out, but, like, you have a big, just, some of these fell on the floor. Most of them fell on the floor. They flew out. We have a career, future, growth, perspective, amusement, and collaborate. This is people talking, okay? This is what they're saying about you. They realize you're on this journey. They realize it's career and future focused, growth focused. Let's read what these have. I'm concentrating on my career and focused on advancing no matter what it takes. People realize, like, you are, like, I'm hearing, like, no holds bar. Is that a thing? Is that how it says? Is that how? Okay. Future. Our paths are destined to align, though the purpose may still be unclear. You know, maybe that's why the anxiety and the worry. Growth. I will ignite a spark inside you, inspiring greater depth and expansion. People see, like, you're a visionary. Perspective. I value your opinion and would appreciate your unique approach to the situation. And they find you very helpful. I'm getting, like, there may be, like, a figure or two that's, like, missing your perspective while you're on the road. doing your thing. You know, my stomach just like did like a hunger like pain sounds. Like, you know, they're hungry for you. Amusement. I find your stories comical and your life a source of entertainment. You know, I'm feeling that's that person. This may be like, you know, I'm getting someone that was around you, maybe a friend, or like someone that was in close proximity with you. Collaborate. We are aligned in our purposes. Let's combine forces and help each other succeed. You know, maybe they felt in a way like they feel so aligned to you, like, and your paths feel so aligned. It's like they feel left behind in a sense, but they know like you're doing what's right and that you guys do have separate paths. They do realize that, but like they miss you a lot. People realize that you are like divinely guided. You know, I pulled from like a deck that I only pull from typically to get messages from spirit, but I still asked our question like, what are people saying about you before I realized. So like it's like people realize that you have this connection to divinity. We have Archangel Verkiel showing up, which is interesting because he also made an appearance in pile 1. Abundance. Abundance flows to you. Be ready to receive. And support. 1414. Your angels are guiding you. You are not alone. Wow. That's just confirmation on like, you know, you are divinely guided and your angels are with you, because the messages that we got out of that deck of me asking what are people saying about you is your angels are with you. That's funny. Okay, let me get some messages from spirit now. And what's interesting is in my, you know, I'm calling this spirit while I'm shuffling in my mind, and I called you Princess Diana. Spirit, what do you want, you know, what do you want to tell us about this Princess Diana figure? That's so sweet. You know, you have very like gentle but like illuminescent energy. And it's widespread too. It spreads, it's like it has like a wingspan to it, but like it's more like, you know how like water flows in and like it has like a wide spread to it, like if you know it's running, like it's like that. It's low and like wide and like, ooh, you know, like I just learned about like the creation of the solar system and like how like our planets are on a plane, and it like mimics the disk of the universe, and it's like it's because like that's like the plane of create, like that okay, it's hard to explain, but like that's how like the plane that we exist on formed in creation. It's like creation forms in that way, and it's like you are very connected to that form, that like plane, disc, like radiating and widespread. You are like so connected to that like primal source form in like an energy way. Very, wow, very powerful. Alright, we have underlying energy coming out of this deck, number 9, standing for completion. A chapter is closing, embracing new opportunities, and we have 777, luck. Luck is on your side. Trust the magic. I'm getting the image of pearls as well, and like pearl jewelry, like pearl earrings, clip-on earrings. You may have like 0 tattoos, or if you do, it's like very, 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 very tiny. Like I'm hearing dainty. Okay, my cat is scratching to get outside, so you guys may hear some noises, but we have making an appearance out of this next deck of ours, Scepter. Okay, and the keywords on this card are divine connection, judgment, and justice. The quote is, "The scepter may be swayed by the hand that holds it, but the truth it represents remains steadfast." And I'm being reminded of the, like, scepters, if that's what they are, off Skyrim. And they have, like, magical powers, and I'm hearing the word tome now. It's like, this scepter in your story may hold something magical, or like a power or an ability, you know, or access to something, and it's being swayed by the one who holds it, but the truth the truth remains. The angel number coming out with this card is 466. Remain positive. Your thoughts are manifesting into reality. And the underlying energy here is jewel-encrusted throne. Authority, abundance, sovereignty. Seated upon the jewel-encrusted throne, you reign with wisdom and grace. The treasures of the kingdom reflect the power and abundance that are rightfully yours. The angel number here is 888. Infinite abundance and personal power. Embrace your authority and manifest prosperity. This is definitely a journey of you stepping into your own personal sovereignty and authority. Just as I say that, my cat is actually scratching to get back outside. I usually let them out, but I'll be keeping them in today because the air quality is bad. But I feel like them scratching, you know, my cat's scratching to get outside, just as I said, like, you are trying to claim sovereignty and your own personal authority. It's like, you know, you were once scratching to get outside. You were once scratching to get outside, but you are outside now, or if you're not, you are taking the steps to get outside of your position. You may have like tea parties or be interested in tea parties or drink a lot of tea. Like, I'm being inclined to drink tea right now, and also am interested in tea parties and always have been. And also I'm getting the image of macaroons as well. And I was just thinking the other day about adding a macaroon decoration to my room, because this little lavender macaroon keychain that I had kind of like worn out, and I was like, maybe I like want a decoration in my room actually. And this keychain though was like, it connects me to a time when I had that interest more directly, and maybe like there's something that's sort of a symbol of, like, it connects you to your childhood and it connects you to something that makes you feel fancy. I just heard like the enchantress, like people will find you to be enchanting. And I got the image of like a gala, but like at someone's home, but the home is like very castle-like, and like there's pillars and like spiraling staircases and like grand staircases and like marble, and people are in like nightwear and black suits, and there's balconies where people are like in that setting. I'm seeing you like on the balcony, like kind of like staring off into the night sky. Like, you're very mysterious. People see you as a very caring, like, protective, like, you know, you're the shepherd to the sheep, okay? You care and you lead and you guide and you protect. You yourself have a staff, you know, that's very similar to the scepter. And you're due, like, you know, your rightful position is over a flock, okay? Your rightful position is to tend to a flock. And the plants associated with the shepherd is the clover. Okay, and this is what people are saying about you. People are saying you're the shepherd and that you're due a flock. People are saying you're the hunter and you're the reaper as well. They're saying, you know, you have focus and you pursue that focus. You have instincts and you pursue those instincts. The animal associated with the hunter is the wolf, and the plant is associated with it is the pine. You know, and I'm getting like, you may have like a lone path, and I'm getting like also as well in my mind's eye the image of someone in early like American times, like as far as like modern America goes, early American times, like during the like pre-colony, when people would have been like getting on the ship to come over here. I'm getting like the vibe of like someone who would have gotten on the ship alone to make that trek. That's like your energy is like, you know, you make kind of a frightful trek, but like you have a big destiny. And yeah, on the Reaper we have, you know, people are saying like you transform, You have closure. You give closure. You're mysterious, and like, again, coming to that instinctual, I'm like coming to intuition. It's like your intuition is like kind of mystical, like the way that you're led. Like when you come around, people recognize like that change may be made, and it's if there's positive change to be made. The plant associated with that is cypress. I'm not sure what that plant is, but I was being called to share that with you guys. Some people, like, I'm getting like those figures that are like, you're in the way of something they're trying to get to, like those flightless vulture figures. They're like trying to pitch it as like you're this like directionless traveler, and you're just like setting wind to the wind. People are saying like you're backtracking. Like they're like, I'm getting the image of someone that's like ran off into the forest and they're like building a house out of sticks. Like that's what people are like pretending like you're being naive about this beginning that you're having. They're like, you're holding on to like thin air. You're holding on to nothing. Your cup's empty. That's what they're saying. You have nothing and your cup's empty. Like it's all in your head. That's what they're saying. It's interesting because this is coming from, you might have like I'm getting one person in particular. I keep coming back to this like butler figure. Like this may be like someone who is in a position to like actually help you and those around you that like, you and your lineage. Like this person is like in a position where they were supposed to help or provide or like nurture, like do like assist or something. And like actually they're like waiting for scraps. And they're so what I'm actually trying to get to, they're actually a figure that waits for scraps, but they're doing more than that because they're that figure. They're actually plotting to be like more lioness or like more lion than that. It's a vulture, it's a flightless vulture that's planning to embody the energy of a lion and like attack, pounce, okay? If it had the ability to fly still, it would use it for evil still. That's why it doesn't have its wings. Like, if it had the ability to fly still, it'd swoop in and get you. But because it can't swoop in and get you, it's going to pounce. And it's planning to pounce. It's interesting, though, that they deny you all this stuff. Like, they're like, you're in denial. You don't know what you're doing. You're trapped. You're backstepping. You're in the woods building huts out of sticks, and you have nothing. You're holding on to thin air, and your cups are all empty. This person that's doing this is still recognizing, like, you're a knight, you're a prince, you're a princess. Like, they recognize, like, you're the divinity of your position and, like, your position. They recognize your position, but then they deny you all the qualities of that position, even though you are that. It just irks them, I'm hearing, that you are that. Because they need you to not be that to make their truth happen. That's kind of like their thing. Wow, people have a lot to say about you. We have 5 of mirrors showing up, reflection, a cracked mirror. Shattered illusions, self-deception. Shattered illusions pave the way for true clarity. You know, whatever shattered illusion that you faced, and then the clarity that you had, led you to your career. And also, just as confirmation, the moment that you're in relation to this, is this thing that people, the naysayers are saying, the haters, the ones with, like, you know, the untruths that they live with. It's like the thing that you are backtracking on, as they say, is actually like you in your moment of clarity. Because this is your truth, okay? They're like, you're in denial, but you're actually like, you're at your pot of gold. People, like, don't know, you know, you seem almost like a firefly glow. Like, you're, like, ethereal. And people don't know how to, like, grasp onto an idea around you. Like, people don't know what to think. Like, they just sense you. And so people sense your greatness. You may not have, like, a lot of people that are close to you is what I'm getting, like, because it feels like people just sense you and, like, they don't maybe understand you. And, like, and then outside of that, there's figures who are, like, sort of, you know, those gnawing figures who, it's like no one's really close to or understands you. And then, so you don't really have anybody truly close like that, maybe, at, like, a core capacity. And then what you do interact with is a lot of this energy where it's like, you have to protect yourself. You had to reach clarity. People see you as, like, the key to something. Like, you are the key for many people to things. We have here 2 of apples. Temptation. 2 apples. 1 ripe and 1 spoiled. Choice. Consequence. Every choice has a consequence. What you consume shapes your path. And what I'm also getting from that card for you is, like, people kind of see you in black and white. They may be like, she's a charitable figure. She is you have very feminine energy, so I'm just saying she. But people may also say the opposite of those things, okay? People may also say, like, you aren't charitable, but they're just projecting that those are the things that they want to be true. You're, like, very mysterious. You know, what I feel like people only know, like, I'm getting, like, tabloids again and those, like, Polaroid cameras, like, coming back to Diana, and, like, you know, it's like people only know what they read about you. 7 of Crowns, power, a crown perched precariously on a tilted throne. When power teeters on the edge, the smallest push can change everything. Ace of Crowns. So I believe this is what you're coming from. There's some sort of tilted, you know, it's like some sort of divinity, regality, sacredness, power, privilege, some sort of thing was, like, holding on to a thread, and it was in the balance because of this tilted throne. It's like there was some sort of twisted power that had been, but you are the Ace of Crowns. You are also a power, but you're a single crown glowing with light. You are a new beginning. You are personal power. You are leadership. So it doesn't matter if there's a systemic power that be when there is a personal power. Okay, you overcame and you stepped out of. True power begins with knowing your worth and the light you carry within. People have seen, like, how much you've been through, but, like, that you retain a soft heart through it all, and, like, you retain your light through it all. But they sense, like, a solemnness or a sadness behind your eyes. Like, despite how nurturing you are, there may be, like, a look to your, like, you may have, like, puppy dog eyes is what I'm hearing. We have here the escape, fleeing danger, a bird breaking free from its cage, freedom and liberation. Sometimes survival means knowing when to fly. Two of Crowns. And that's interesting. You know, it's like knowing when to fly. It's like you are a bird that maybe didn't know how to fly. And these people that want your position or want something that you have are birds that think they can fly and are due to fly, but they can't fly and they shouldn't be flying. They've actually been revoked of their access to fly because of what they would do if they could fly. So it's like these people think they're like you, but they're not like you at all. They're actually the complete opposite of you, and they couldn't be you if they wanted to. And given slivers of opportunities to mimic like your shine, they were like possessed by power is how I'm hearing it. Like they were possessed by it and used it for ill will. The final card that we have here is the Journey. And we have Journey, you know, you are on a very immense journey is what I'm hearing. Immense journey. Tumultuous perhaps at times. This card reads Forest, a path winding through dense trees, keywords being unknown paths, personal growth. Quote being, the darkest journeys reveal the brightest truths. Ooh. Okay, so we had some cards fly out. So I have a couple of things I want to say about this. But this is what's being said about you, okay? We had Seven of Cups and Page of Pentacles come out in reverse. So the narrative here is reality, clarity, sobriety, poor choices, lack of choice, opportunities or options. So it's like, okay, let me just tell you real fast so that we can get into this thread more deeply. I'm feeling this is coming from one person, okay? And it's like, I'm getting the sense of like, you've left behind this person that's like this vulture figure, okay? Just so we can be clear. And it's like, they are like, it's flying out because like, as soon as you left, they started like, you know, crafting the stories about what was happening. They're trying to like pitch you like you were pushed to your edge and like you had no choice but to just drop everything and leave and like abandon your role. That's like what is being said. We have bad news being shared in earthly matters, money problems, ignorance, someone who does not appreciate you. This is this figure who's saying these things, you know, it's someone who doesn't appreciate you. They take you for granted. You may have helped this person actually, and despite that, they still, you know, they are who they are. Despite who you are, they are who they are. People, though, outside of this person, you know, despite this person, people are saying, like, this is your Wheel of Fortune moment. You know, this is like fate turning in your favor, I'm hearing. Okay. Good luck, destiny. This is your chance. This is your chance at, like, I'm just hearing, like, this is your chance and your moment. You only get one moment. I don't know what that's off of. It's off a movie, though. This is a, like, decisive moment, though, okay? And it's, like, the wheel is turning, so it's, like, it had to click, okay? It's, like, that click of it turning was, like, a snap. So it's, like, this may have been a snap decision or a quick decision. It's, like, or a click of a decision, like, you had to snap into it or, like, you know, it felt like a snap as in it was a break away. It was a complete break away from what you were doing if it wasn't, like, an immediate break. Like this card reads, you cannot step into the same river twice. Like people are realizing like you have left an old way and you are like, you're on a new path. It's your path. And like there's people, I'm just hearing like applause, like slow applause, like and like the crowd's like building like, oh man. Oh my gosh, that's so hilarious. And I just saw, you guys, did I tell you, you were like, did I say with you, I saw the figure off Not Another Teenage Movie or Not Another Teen Movie where it was like the artist girl that like gets a makeover? Doesn't she like fall? That's the scene I was just seeing the slow clap on. That's funny. And I just accidentally tapped the future card. That's your future. People are like slow clapping for you. Like it's building. Like people are watching you. People have watched you transform. Maybe they've denied you the whole time. They denied you who you were before the transformation. You had to become something you weren't before they would even look at you. And then after they looked at you, it's like you I don't know how to describe it, but it's like you had this moment where like you were pushed in front of everybody basically. You know, like she has this moment where after her transformation, she's at the pool party. It's like the big culmination of like her transformation, and like she's all dressed up and fixed up, and like she's completely different from like who she was, and she falls into the pool or is pushed into the pool. I think she's pushed into the pool perhaps, or she's splashed on or something, like some enemy or something I think actually gets her like outfit and her wet and attempt to like destroy her image, but it doesn't work. She like actually like in this moment she realizes actually like I'm done with this, and she like storms off and like takes control of like her emotions, and like she's like I'm not putting up with this, like this isn't like it obviously it like distraughts her. I think like she's like distraught, but like she like doesn't stay there and put up with it and just take it like she may have in the past, and like she like storms off and does her own thing actually. You were forced to face everybody in a moment though, and maybe everybody was like standing there and watching you, and then like after they watch you and after they will watch you, it's gonna be a slow clap. Because then in that moment with you, like when you had to transform into this thing you never were, so that everybody could look at you finally, and then you were pushed in front of everybody, and like maybe in a way that you didn't want or like was unexpected, and like in that moment when you were in front of everybody, that's when they saw you. That's when they really saw you, behind the dress up, behind all this stuff that it took for them to look at you, and like blah blah blah. It's like the journey and the path, like that's almost like you almost need to like, I'm just hearing like put headphones on and like static the sound out, because that's what it is. It's like it's like just make it white noise. I'm getting the image of you, and we had a lot of train imagery come up in the first pile as well, but I'm getting an image of you on a train listening to headphones with your you're looking out, and this is actually an image that I got in pile 1, so maybe it's like you are oh, that's interesting, and they were in more of like the outcast position, but okay, but they had a totally different vibe about them, so I'm just interested in how that's like connecting. But it's like you have your headphones on. It's like a luxury train. You're like doing a train ride through like a scenic area with like mountains, and it's like grass, and it's beautiful. It's scenic, and like you are listening to headphones, and you're like leaning against the window, and you're peaceful, like you're happy, like you're looking out and you're happy. I'm getting the image of you doing that, like but okay, so let's see here. In you doing this journey, making this passage, you are going to feel deflated from letting go of the things of the past. Okay, this is your refuge. You can have hope in this healing that you're doing, because you are moving on. This is your calm after the storm. Okay, you're going to reach a point of stability, and you may literally be traveling right now. If not like literally like in a physical sense, like definitely in a spiritual sense. Like maybe where you're traveling is like you're traveling to a better place in a spiritual sense, and then that will make its appearance known in a physical sense. But maybe not literally. You're like you have a plane ride scheduled or a train ride. I don't know why I said plane ride. That's funny. People are looking at you though and thinking about how exciting like truly your life is, and like how exciting this time is for you. Okay? They know that you're thinking on your feet. You're in a moment where you're thinking on your feet. You're in a moment of freedom. Again, travel showing up. This is like haste, rush, speed, progress, movement. Like they feel like you are like on your toes, I'm hearing. I'm going to get one more message from this deck here. So we have success, achievement, accomplishment, travel again, completion, fulfillment, sense of belonging, wholeness, the end, reaching your goal, expanded horizons, physical and emotional health, all's well that ends well. And I just saw that train that you're on. Like, I watched it ride off into the horizon. I feel like people are watching you, like, ride off into the horizon, honestly. Like, in a beautiful way. Like, the sun is set. Like, they're watching you go through that scene, and the sun is setting. On the bottom of this deck, okay, so this is, like, energy that's flowing through. Okay, this is, like, soul searching, spiritual enlightenment, self-reflection, introspection, contemplation. And this is the Hermit card. Inner guidance, solitude, sanctuary. You know, I feel like the train was like a sanctuary of sorts. The process of searching for deeper truths. And I don't know why, but, like, the train taking shape similar to a hallway is, like, coming up. You know, in hallway and, like, dream symbology is, like, a way. It's like a passageway. And I don't know why, but, like, the bathroom spaces on the train and, like, how they mimic closet spaces and, like, closets feeling like safe spaces. Like, there was this closet I had in my childhood that I was just speaking about the other day, and I would literally just go in there and, like, stand sometimes. But, like, I would literally, outside of, like, me going in there and standing sometimes, like, I would go in there and have phone calls. I would literally just go in there and, like, look at this closet sometimes. Like, this closet brought me peace. But, for some reason that's coming up. Oh, you know, I'm getting called to tell you, like, there may be, like, little cubby holes in this passageway that you're on. Maybe this whole passageway feels like a whole wide open hallway, and in that way, you know, you may feel like you don't have a space to call your own, but you are heading towards, you are peaceful, in peaceful energy, and heading towards peaceful energy. And there may, what I'm being called to about these bathrooms and this closet and, like, how they mimic, like, space sizes and like that, it's like you may find little cubbies that you can call your own on this passage. That's what I'm being called to. I'm getting the, like, I'm getting the final scene off Napoleon Dynamite. Like, if you let that movie keep playing, there's, like, a scene where, like, Kip's marrying his girlfriend and Napoleon shows up on, like, this majestic steed, and it's, like, all white, and, like, everything's picturesque and, like, basically exactly as everybody in that movie would have dreamed of. And, like, it's, like, people, I think, see you, like, living your, like, fairy tale dream. And also, it's, like, particularly they see you living your dream as you have dreamed it. That's very special and, like, also important to say. Like, they see you living your dream as you've dreamed it. Not just the dream. Like, they see you dreaming the dream that you've dreamed. Something I'm hearing for you, too, is, like, because this is your path and this is your destiny, you may get overheated or, like, overwhelmed before you realize it at certain points just because of all it is that you're carrying. But Spirit wants you to know that it's okay to, like, take pauses so that you can handle things that may not be directly on your path, so that you can continue on your path, you know, with ease still. Like, stopping to take care of, like, side journeys is how I'm hearing it, so that you can stay on path of the main one. Like, that's okay. Just don't get, I just heard it earlier, is like, don't get too lost in the sauce, but I don't think I really need to tell you that, and I didn't want to tell you that because I don't want you to focus on, like, the fear of getting lost in the sauce of, like, this side journey, however many there are along the way. But, like, Spirit just wants you to know, like, it's okay if you get sidetracked at times so that you can handle something, so that you can come back to your main journey. Like, not everything along the way is going to be just the journey, just the direct journey. There may be some side streets and side paths along the way, and, like, some side missions that you do. Some of them may be just for fun, but there's going to be, like, some detours along the way, and that, like, that's okay. That's what Spirit wants you to know, and, like, it's all with purpose, I'm hearing. I'm getting, like, the image, like, this is totally random, but it's, like, you like, you know, it's, like, I'm getting the image of, like, someone's wagon breaking down, like, and they go to this tavern, and, you know, it's, like, dirt road, pre-car, it's, like, horse and buggy era, where, like, that was the dominant form of transportation for people, and it's, like, this breaks for you somehow, and and you know you need, or you're like relying, it's like during that time you're reliant on like some help, and there's like a side mission, and you meet people in a tavern, and like in this side mission that you thought was just like a bump in the road for you, you ended up getting like a piece of meaningful jewelry from this person, or like, you know, because you connected so much with them or something, or like you learned something, or like it's like all these detours are actually with purpose, and like while they may seem like they're slowing down the steps on your main path, Spirit wants you to know that you can always take a breath at those moments, because there's something you're gathering. Okay, you have a very destined path. Like, you're always in the right place at the right time. Know that. Like, that's an affirmation you can tell yourself and believe as well. Like, you are always in the right place at the right time. You can believe it because it's been true thus far, and it will continue to be true your whole life. You may come across, and that's interesting, just as confirmation there, I came across some accidental hidden information there that like wasn't supposed to be, like, it was written on the back of one of my cards, so like I mistakenly wrote that down on the back of the card, not realizing there was a card on the other side of it. Like, you may come across or stumble across like information that, like, information to do with a project. People really talk about how, like, you hold compassion, and you're a very imaginative person and intuitive, and how, you know, Spirit walks with you and you walk alongside Spirit. Like, I'm getting the sense of, like, people may literally see you as and call you and believe you are an earth angel here on a mission. They see you as a versatile figure, and one that communicates well. One that's here to communicate something. One that's here to use their intellect to work through a challenge. And you nurture challenge. You protect challenge. Like, you realize, like, challenge is, there's something sacred to, like, sincere challenge. Okay, sincere challenge. That's, like, meant to make you grow into a higher place. You nurture your discipline, essentially. Like, you nurture what it takes to, you nurture, like, the behavior around challenge. You step up to the plate and, like, step onto the stage. You don't just step up to the plate, like, you perform. You perform. If you were to step up, if we're gonna run with that step up to the plate, it's like you step up to the plate and then you do a home run. You're balanced, and people talk about this. People talk about how you're diplomatic, fair-minded, responsible. You know, we have, like, a lot of, and it continues, the rest of our cards. Out of, like, this deck of all this planetary placements I have, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Saturn placements appearing, and 1 Jupiter. It's like you are all disciplined. You've met a lot of challenge, and people see this. They see how you expand through it, and how you, like, luck surrounds you. Luck surrounds you. Like, luck is in your favor through all of this. You're very resourceful and determined. You're disciplined nature. Like, I'm hearing, like, prim and proper and sitting pretty. Like, in etiquette. You have etiquette. I'm getting. You might have, like, really nice posture, and you make really good eye contact as well. People see you to be someone who thinks outside of the box when it comes to, like, challenges, and when it comes to, you know, rising up to the challenge. You're very adventurous. And through all of this, people see you as, like, a very stable, loyal figure. And, you know, people are very attracted to these qualities. Okay, they, like, like through all of these qualities, you become a sensual figure. Because it's like you nurture. You might physically nurture. You might nurture internally. You might feed someone. You might, like rub someone. You nurture their skin, their stomach, their heart. Like you stimulate their mind. It's it's a very sensual connection. And even if people are just witnessing you, you stimulate the senses. So in that way, they view you as a very sensual figure. It may have taken you a moment, I'm hearing, to like get your own footing, but I literally heard there was just a skip in your step. So like it was literally just like one step behind. You were just one step behind. If there was a little bit of a lag, but it's like, yeah, it may have just taken you a moment to get like onto your own footing here. I'm hearing too, like, this person that I was telling you about is kind of like crafting stories, and like as soon as you left, started crafting stories. It's like this person is like waiting for the day that you return, and like they're sort of like waiting for you to return in like a vengeful way, and like there's gonna be like a duel. Like they think there's gonna be a duel to the and basically, like, one of you is gonna be ended. Like, when you return, it's gonna be either you or them. And one of you is gonna be outed. Like, and one of you will be illuminated. I mean, you'll both be illuminated, but one of you is gonna be, like, kind of put to ashes by that illumination. You're a very powerful figure. Like, people sense your power. I mean, like, you're like the Princess King. Okay, it's like this princess inherits the throne. You call her king. But really, just people really sense your power, and like I said, and like rightfully, you would be a queen. And that's true, and queens are that powerful, but it's like people feel like you're so powerful. It's like, I don't know how to describe. It's like they want to underestimate you because you're female for some reason. Or like you're a feminine energy. Like you're a compassionate energy, so like, and you're this princess energy, and like, or you're in this princess position, so it's like people want to undermine you, but I'm getting like it's this person. KN may be an initial. It's interesting we have these come out because it's like, that person swooping in. What did I tell you? If that person could swoop in, this is what they would be doing. And this is you. They're not thinking with their head. They're thinking, like, with dark energy. Like, dark energy possesses them, and they're trying to, like, empower themselves but, like, that dark energy is trying to empower itself. And, like, they've just become a vessel for this thing. And, like, they are going to do everything in their power to destroy you should you, your purity. Your purity, and you radiate all that is pure. Like, you can reflect and radiate everything. If you were to make an appearance, would reflect this person back to themselves and to others. And so that's why, they would swoop in with a sword. Like I told you, like, if you were to return, this person's, like, waiting for a duel. Oh my gosh, this is the truth though. Like, what they don't know is, like, you're the magician. You're the magician. You have infinite ability. The sun shines only on you, and you illuminate all. You have an upright sword, like, but you're not wielding it, and you're not trying to wield it towards them either, but it's upright, meaning you slice through all. Like, you can slice through all, but you're not using it unjustly. You have all, like, tools at your disposal. you're nurturing, you're intellectual, you're financially stable, and you're creative and like able. You're able to create. You're creative and able to create. And I'm just hearing too, like, you're elusive. You're elusive and infinite. And I'm getting what's it called when something's like camouflaged? Like you're blend in some way, like, you know, you have like this form of protection around you that like allows this person to like not really, this person is in this energy and it's like really crazy, okay? Like, let's be honest here. This person's in like a very defensive, obviously, energy, and also beyond that, not just defensive, it's like offensive. They're trying to take and they're also trying to destroy. It's like, I'm hearing like raze, like R-A-Z-E, like they're trying to rob and then burn. Or like, I don't know if razing includes robbing, but it's like they're trying to plunder and burn after. They're trying to plunder and then burn this village down. They're trying to take everything they can and then leave no trace of their footsteps, but like that's not how it's going to go down. You know, there's going to be like a little trail of feathers leading all the way up to their little tushy. Let's get some final messages from this deck, and then we have one last deck, and yeah. I love that this is the bottom of the deck energy, because it's like you ascending on your pinnacle journey. Like, you know, we said this is you like getting, like, you want to make a name for yourself. You want to be stable upon yourself. This is you doing that. This is like your ascension journey. And like, you started out stable, but like I said, if you were to just stay in that position, it would have been like suckling on the dry quilt. You would rather have your little throw blanket if that's all you ended up with, but that's not what you're destined for. You're destined for so much greater. It's just like you would have been better off with something less that was your own than something greater that was someone else's. It's like this vision belongs to you. And we had a card fly out, and this is literally so, you guys are so beautiful. Like, you radiate beauty, you embody beauty, you imbue beauty. You guys are literally beauty. Okay, like, you guys are like pixie dust. Like, I'm literally getting, like, you know how like Tinkerbell like trails off and it's like there's like this little yellow string behind her, yellow and white, and it's like glittery and sparkly and like glitter dust, and I'm like getting chills. Like, you are that. You are literally beauty, and you leave beauty behind and you bring beauty with you. Yeah, and you give beauty out and you receive it. Like, you I don't know, you just, this is you though, okay? Right now, this is so beautiful, and I'm so happy that you received this card, like, as a final state from that deck. And it's the Fool. Like, this is you at the beginning of your journey. You know, you're taking your first step off the branch. That's so sweet. You're descending into something mysterious. You know, in ascending on this path, you were actually descending into like mysteriousness. You didn't know. And having this clarity of where you needed to go, you were heading into unclarity. That's what's so ironic. But the sun is shining on you, and you get signs, symbols, synchronicities all the time, and Spirit wants you to know, like, you can continue to rely on those for guidance. Alright, I'm pulling from our last deck now. What do people say about you? People say you have dealt with, like, a lot of backstabbing, just multiple backstabbing, and maybe even, like, attempts to like confuse and gaslight you, or like make you confused about something. And there's been a lot of plotting and planning outside of that as well. And people have seen, like, you know, you've been alone and looking to Spirit in terms of those things, because you didn't know who to trust around you. It's like you didn't have anybody you could lean on, because it seemed like everybody had some piece of you that they were trying to get to, and you wasn't sure like in what capacity, or like what the intention was, and if it was pure. People see you, like, this is how people see you though. You know, dealing with a lot of burdens, under a lot of stress, but this is ultimately how people see you, you know, like, you know, they see you, I mean, together they see you like this. So it's like a double-edged sword, you know, like, a blessing and a curse, I just heard. Like, people, you know, are praising you, and you're, like, center stage and on a pedestal, I'm seeing, being celebrated, and, like, that's your position. That's where you come from, and, like, that's your due position. Okay, you're always gonna be there, just so you know. You'll always be here. This is your spot. This is you. And you just need to focus on your success and, like, your recognition, and getting that recognition as far as, like, your true supporters go. Okay? Like, just worry about the ones who are there to truly support you. Don't worry about, like I said earlier, stopping so that you can hear what the spectator in the crowd had to say about what happened during the play, like, as it's taking place. Like, no, you just keep riding your horse through the crowd and receiving, when it comes through you and by you and to you, the love and support. And, you know, you're going to have some figures, and maybe even it's the horse that you have, you know, maybe it's sometimes the ones closest to you that are evil eyeing you, but Spirit wants you to continue to always focus on the support and the love that you receive. Okay, just keep putting yourself out there and up there. That's what I'm hearing, out there and up there, and focusing on that support. Your royal position, like, your position, and this position that you'll always have, that I told you you'll always have, okay, so whatever that is for you, like, whatever that meant to you in that moment, this position is like you're leading light, but it's like you notice how this is like hanging off there. Let me get that to focus. I'm getting, like, is it called an anglerfish, where they have, like, that light hanging off the front of them, like a deep sea fish? Like, I'm getting called to that, but it's like, you know, your guiding light would actually be like, it would bloom into a rose. And it's like, there's a trellis and a blooming to be had if you just follow and stay on, if you just keep to your position and stay on your path. That's what I'm hearing. And just confirmation, I heard that's right. Okay, and a car drove down my street as I said that, and I heard that's right. Okay. So I'm just hearing, like, it might be time to stop and eat for you. Like, you know, I'm being called back to that tavern again, and I think it might be time to, like, stop the horse carriage, and stop for a bite to eat. Maybe even, you know, a bed to sleep in. But I inherently went and shuffled one more time, so let's just see. Have courage, trust your intuition. Stay on your 2 feet. Okay, remember, this is you taking that first step. So it's going to take a lot of, like, courage to stay inside those shoes that you're wearing now. Just remember, like, you are cloaked in courage right now. Okay, you are protected. I love you guys so much. You are amazing. You're beautiful. You're destined for beauty, and, like, you are going to be given the space to to spend it and give it to others, and, like, share it with others, like, in the ways that you are wishing for. Okay, in the ways that you are envisioning, like, to make the world more beautiful. You are being given the space that, okay, it's yours. It's yours. I love you guys so much. I hope this reached you and reached you all the way. If it did, don't forget to leave a like and your thoughts in the comments below. If you're a little shy or you don't know what to say, let's leave a swan emoji in the comments for you guys, pile 2. And don't forget to subscribe so I can see you again. For now though, bye. Hello, pile 3. So right away I'm getting the energy of, you have a very nostalgic energy, and it pulls me back to like energy that makes me remember my childhood. And I'm getting the vibe with you that like you might be rushing around to do things that you have to do to get to the things that you want to do. Also, I just heard like field trip in petting zoo, and I actually like got the smell of like how a petting zoo kind of smells, like where like their manure kind of mixes with like the soil smell, and I don't know, it smells like fertilizer a little bit. I also got in my mind's eye like the image of going underneath water and holding your breath like for fun, maybe even with someone. And I just got confirmation on that, and it's like this maybe, okay, that's interesting. So it's like maybe you used to do it with someone that's actually like left your life, but holding your breath underneath water was like a way for you to prove to yourself that you could do it, is coming through. I'm getting like people may compete with you because you're very competitive, but they don't realize that you're only competing with yourself. And I'm also hearing like you've lost a lot of friends that way because they compete with you and defeat themselves in the process. Now I'm hearing basketball, and also I just got the like the Gravitron came to mind, but specifically just fair rides in the fair. Like the energy of like evening time and like all the fair lights and the rides and the whirring and like the sound of chatter and the smells in the air, like that feeling. I just heard also like deep sea fishing and whimsy, and you may be like very whimsical but mysterious as well, like very deep, even though you are very whimsical. I'm getting the image of you rocking in a rocking chair, like overlooking a field that has the sun setting over it, and you're like gently rocking and you're actually like chewing on something. I feel like it's like a grass, honestly, but I don't see a grass. I just like taste the grass. And I get the sense that you enjoy like these peaceful moments to yourself. I just heard like country boy. And what's funny, oh my gosh, you guys, I did this off cam, but I was like, country boy, I love you, man. But the reason I came back on cam and did it on cam, even though I did it off cam, I was just doing that to myself. But then I remember the person that I did that with was actually the person that I used to hold my breath with. Maybe that's relevant to you. That person keeps making an appearance. Let's see here. So let's just jump into the cards. What are people saying about you, pile 3? People are saying about you that, wow, you've been working really hard. I'm hearing like you've been hard to get a hold of. People are saying that, like people are saying, well, I can't get a hold of them, or have you been able to reach blah blah blah. You're like, I'm getting the feeling of like you running. I'm like seeing you with someone, and it's interesting. Like you are showing up as a masculine in this reading. That's how the energy is coming through as of right now. But like I'm seeing you actually run with a feminine through the, I'm seeing you guys slow motion run through like the fair, and like her hair is like slowly like cascading behind her, like it's like wisping behind her. It's like you're celebrating. I'm getting the sense that maybe you don't know this person very well, so maybe you like have a new love in your life, or like you're excited to be with this person. You're sort of like celebrating, and like I'm hearing you're like on a whim. You're living on a whim. And it's like in a good way though. Inheritance is sticking out to me, and patience, planning, perseverance, growing, gestation. Maybe you've reached a point where it's like, I'm just hearing like something's happened. Sorry, guys. Let's get some more cards here. We have like freedom is coming out and thriving business, okay? Rewards through hard work. Stability, security. As you sow, so you shall reap. It's like you made a choice to make a change for the better. It may have been a choice that would have made you homesick. You had to turn something down. And maybe at one point you had the opportunity to like focus on the negative of the situation and feel like you had a space where you had to do a lot of meditating, basically. And it may have made you feel very weary. You may have been dealing with like an energy vampire that you were once really close friends with, like someone that you used to joke around a lot with, so this would have been like hard to detach from because it was hard to see them in the way that in the way that would have been beneficial for you, which was to realize that they were harmful to you, actually. And you're at a point though now where you're like celebrating. You have like a community of sorts, and yes, festive is the perfect word. You are like in an era of festivities and socializing and like feeling together, and you may have like a tumultuous situation, it seems, in your life at the moment. Some people are saying, some people, it's like some people are saying like you are not doing something at the right time, or you've lost control, or you've lost pace, or you're too fast of pace, or that you've taken something that isn't yours, or it's like there's been a theft of some sort, or there's an opposition. It's strange that people are saying that, because all they see, I feel like people are perhaps, you're making investments and you're independent and you're wealthy independently. And you faced a period of apathy, but you now face a period of friendship, and it's like people are mad about that. So it's making me feel like, people have taken offense to like your isolation and your independence and your success. Oh, interesting. It's going to be the people who are, okay, wow guys, downloads out the wazoo. The roof is coming off. Okay, I just heard Chicken Little too. Chicken Little. Okay, the sky is falling, and it's like, wow, the people, you may have like made a break from like some really bad people, and like it may have been that people from your childhood, people that you were in an immature phase with, or that you were just like, you yourself were a child and like you met them in that phase for yourself. It could have been a past influence, but it's like these people are like bitter about you isolating yourself in being successful on your own. There was like competition with these like the other thing I wanted to say though is like the other person that's disturbed by this is like someone that you would have had a major commitment to. That wants to go extremely hidden. An angel is like on your shoulder right now, literally like snapping you into, it's like an angel is on your shoulder like constantly kind of flicking you into like this way, this way, this way, this way, because you're like this old lover is I'm hearing like they've like it's like chains, and it's like a temptation to keep chained. You know, I'm hearing like temptation more than I am like romance, okay? And I think that's significant here because lust is not love, and lust isn't a higher path. So don't, you know, chain yourself to like a lower path. That's not like you're, you know, you have a higher potential than that. So yeah, it's like you have an old person, a person that you used to hold your breath with, a person you used to, oh, that's interesting, a person you used to swim in deep waters with. It's like this person you used to maybe tell everything to. This person you would go through good and bad with, you know. You might think a lot with this person, you know, you might get out of the water and into the air with this person. You might think a lot with this person, you might feel a lot with this person, you might play a lot with this person. You might create a lot with this person. But you've left that person behind. You've also, I don't know if you've left this lover behind. That's not necessarily how they're showing up, but they are showing up as perhaps like, they're not like a, it's showing up as more like a situationship or like an ex that isn't letting go. Make sure we're still recording, guys. We have here though, death, spiritual transformation, new beginnings, letting go, endings, change, transition, sudden or unexpected upheaval, release, cleansing, purging, revitalization, stripping away the worthless matter, liberation through purgation. Number 13. So you're like, you know, you're letting everybody know right now, like you are willing to let go of past versions of yourselves. And I think others are feeling and they are unwilling to let go of those versions of you. People are saying that you have like, you're having money problems at the moment, or that you're selfish, or that you're biting the hand that feeds. That might be actually that. Okay, let's see. Okay, just confirmation there. I was gonna say that might actually be that old lover, and then like that hidden lover or whatever. You know, this lover isn't illuminated. I'll say that this lover isn't like someone that's like out in the open and you guys are like going shopping together and like holding hands and kissing in public and posting each other like online, and it's like that's not what it is. Like you guys do have a connection, but it's not a connection that's illuminated to the world. So it's like that is a shadow lover in this connection, and like that person is holding on to you and like the past with you, and like they're like hoarding you to themselves, and they're like possessive, and they might be a little bit controlling. You know, they're showing up as the Four of Pentacles. It's like in you being independent, they're like feeling like, you know, you're not doing what they want, and you're biting the hand that feeds. Like, people think right now that you are like more head over heart. people are talking about, like, how you're, like, analytical or intelligent and witty, and that you may have suffered a loss of some sort. But people are saying, and they land on, like, you're traveling and moving. You might be moving abroad. And, you know, you're planning for the future. You're moving towards your future and self-confidence and believing in yourself and a freedom for yourself. You're moving to a place where you are happy with your choices and happy with the outcome. And, you know, the work that you're putting in now will pay off. And you're moving towards a space where you experience life. So you were in a space where you weren't experiencing life. And people, you know, people are saying now that you do experience life. And I want to actually, I can tell that this person has, so this person from your past that you used to, like, hold your breath with, and that person, not the lover, but this other person, you know, you may have broken it off with them. You may have broken it off with them because there was deceit and lies, and they were masquerading as a friend, though they were an enemy. Like, there was deception and like, strategy and secrecy. A hidden agenda. There was, like, survival or, like, lack energy, self-interest, risk-taking, and there may have even been theft. There's a lot of theft being brought up in this reading. So it, you know, it makes me feel, with like how justly you are showing up, it makes me feel like you may have been stolen from, because it's like these peripheral figures, like this shadow lover and this person that you've broken off of, and, you know, I just get the sense that you are the energy here that is making the most of what you have, and yeah, we'll just leave that where that is. Let's see real fast if there's a specific message that wants to come out of this deck. I'm getting, like, this person that you used to, like, hold your breath with and play with and feel with and all that. Oh, wow. We had the Lovers come out. They may have been, like, a soulmate of some sort as well, like a kindred spirit. It was definitely a partnership of some sort. I'm hearing, like, partners in crime. It may have been someone that you would take rides with, but you guys were, like, opposites. I'm hearing yin and yang. You know, they may have been, like, the masculine to your feminine or the feminine to your masculine. When you cut them off, it was a choice that you made based on sincere feelings, and it was a hard choice. But you were, like, mothering yourself in that moment. Okay, and you were, like, you know, you were like mothering and fathering yourself in that moment. We have the Queen of Cups coming up, and also the Emperor in reverse. So it's like there was, like, you know, you were nurturing yourself, and in this situation there was a lack of structure, so you provided structure. You put up a boundary. Okay, like, you faced disappointment in this, but you gave the situation, like, a sense of completion. And now you have domestic bliss because of, you know, your ability to arrive. It's like, Spirit, I'm just seeing you, like, I was gonna say arrive at the door, but then I was like, seeing you like in a revolving door. It's like there's something to do with like timing. In your reading, like something about timing is really significant. You know, this person that you used to hold your breath with, they wanted to like make you really proud. Okay, they wanted to impress you. They're worried that they're never going to see you again. That's what I'm... They're worried they're never going to hear from you again. They're thinking about back to a time when you were in their lives and like how patient you were with them. And they're like reminiscing about your patience. And how in a way you were like the prominent the prominent figure in the portrait of their life. I'm hearing. You know, they're recognizing and taking accountability within themselves for the fact that they weren't honest with you. And they realize like you are like a soulmate or a best friend. You know, as I said earlier, a kindred spirit. You are that to them. They're realizing all this now, but they also realize like they realize why you're gone. I'm getting like, you know, they may have migraines thinking about this situation. I'm hearing like they, it's like they they brainstorm about how to like, reroute this. Okay, and this lovers person, this shadow lovers person. Okay, the underlying energy here is they were running away. They weren't ready for commitment at the time, though they are committed to you now. They want to say you're their best friend. You are their best friend. They want to come through and say they wish things were different. But I know what I did wrong. This is actually like a typo, you know, I wrote this wrong. But I kept it because the vibe of this card is did what I did. They know what they did was wrong, but how they feel about it is I did what I did. I can't change what I did. They may have actually felt apathetic about that at one point, like in a more like sort of like they got... Wow, you guys, I have no idea how much of this went unspoken, but you know, I think that's all with reason. It's like this is going unspoken. This is all stuff your shadow person wants to say, and I think that's indicative of them still being in their shadow. It's like they aren't stepping forward and saying this stuff. They want to say though, I wasn't ready for commitment. I am committed to us now. You are my best friend. I wish things were different between us. And I'm hearing I wish things were different just back then. So maybe something happened in the past, you know, way past. I know what I did wrong. You know, this was like a typo, if you will, like at first, because I wrote it wrong, but then I kept it because the energy of this card is I know what I did what I did. You know, this person is feeling like I did what I did. What can I do to change it? I did what I did. Like it is what it is. But there may be an energy here of in the beginning, this person may have been like, what did I do? What did I do? Like they may have played coy when you caught them. Even though you caught them red-handed is what I'm hearing. You caught them red-handed. They want to let you know that they feel disconnected from you in this moment. It saddens them. I wasn't honest with myself. I'm hearing, and I'm still not. I'm sorry. It's interesting because this deck that I'm about to pull from reminds me of Monster House, and I used to watch Monster House with the person that I used to hold my breath with. You know, Monster House is like, it's a scary movie, and it's kind of like crazy that it's a children's movie because it's so like morbid in a way, or like it's like if Edgar Allan Poe wrote a children's movie. You have like, right now at the moment, you have like impending, you have like the sense of, we have the cards inverted cross and missing knife coming out. Okay, so there's like this sense of like impending or like looming danger. Like you sense danger. You know there is danger, and like someone, there's a dangerous figure amongst you, and I'm getting there's potential for it to be the shadow lover. I don't know why that's coming up like that. You know, I'm getting the sense that, like, this shadow lover, like, takes this knife, and they say they take it for self-defense because they're scared, but they take this knife knowing that they're gonna, they kind of know that they're gonna actually stab you with it. And it's not to protect themselves, and it kind of makes them feel good to do that. I don't know why. Okay. Well, I guess that kind of answers our question, because I was going to say you're dealing with someone who's possessed. And that is why. Bottom of the deck energy, we have an empty rocking chair. It's like the person that you thought that you were dealing with is, you know, they're gone. They're not there. You were like mistaken. I'm hearing like an ice cream truck, and like getting like ice cream with the bubblegum ice. People want to like jar you for some reason, like you're, you know, an insect. They want to like, and also people might like push you down to fall so that they can catch you. It's like they see the unlimited, unconditional, eternal love within you, and like how you're devoted to the things that you focus on. People think that you're filled with good fortune, that you're a spicy person, I'm hearing, and you're interesting. People say that they love you, like you are like very lovable. I'm getting like Leo vibes. People say that you are a powerful force against evil, and that you are very flattering. You're like very charisma. You have a lot of charisma. And you bring justice. You have a lot of good luck, and you bring good luck. And you're, again, so lovable. So lovable. People want to marry you. I'm getting the sense, though, that you aren't really tied down at this moment. Like, you have people, like, you're interested in, or you might have people you're talking to, but you aren't tied down at this moment. You're, like, you know, you might have that person that you're running through the fair with in slow motion, and, like, that's a wonderful moment together, but, like, you guys aren't tied down together. You might have other people that you're loosely talking to, but I get, like, there might be, like, one particular person that you're loosely talking to, but you're not committed. You and this person are both highly independent, and you're just experiencing life when you get the chance to together. I would just say this person is, like, very attracted to you, and, like, you make this person's stomach feel really hot, and, like, they get butterflies, like, when you contact them, or when you're, like, when you guys are about to arrive to one another, their stomach, like, really feels, like, I heard hot and bothered, but it's, like, they get really, like, their stomach feels like hot butterflies. Like, it feels really elevated, and also they get really, like, it just gets hot to the touch and hot internally, and, like, you know, you make them feel very, like, literally steamy. I'm feeling like this person, I'm seeing, like, this person wear, like, tank tops and shorts and, like, just summer clothes. They might wear their hair down, and I was seeing curly hair earlier, and now I'm seeing, like, wavy hair. Like, curly as in wavy, but it was more, like, formed earlier. So, like, maybe they have, like, loose waves that sometimes, like, they'll fix up if they go out. I just heard YMCA. Here's coming out again. This financial issues. People are gossiping that you have debt. Or, like, financial issues at the moment. They're gossiping that you have, like, primarily that you have, like, daily life issues, and then, like, financial issues. People gossip right now, like, they're saying, like, I'm saying, it's interesting I say gossip, because people, and also, I was getting, earlier, I lived on a street one time that had, like, even though the rest of the houses were, houses with siding on them, there was a mobile home at the end of the street, and, that, I was being called back to that. This reading is, like, really calling me back to, like, just so much of my childhood. I feel like my whole childhood is, like, there's strings, like, coming out of this reading, just, like, attaching me to, like, specific symbolism, like, everywhere. But, mobile homes were coming up, as well as the YMCA, like, the actual establishment. People are saying, like, you have, like, a messy home, you're bad at time management, you live paycheck to paycheck. Like, people really talk about your money for some reason. And I was going to say, it's interesting I say gossip, because I did recently a video, what's the gossip on you, and this reading is actually supposed to be just, like, what are people saying about you. I wasn't really thinking, like, what's the gossip so much, so, but I think, but it's, like, with you, it is coming out as gossip. Interesting. And I was seeing specifically this one house that my mom took me to one time that was, like, a barbecue / party thing, and, like, at this house they had, like, a gravel driveway that had, like, wood post as, like, trim around it. It was, like, tree trunks that had been shaved clean of the bark, I guess. Outlining the driveway, the gravel driveway, in like a square shape without like one of the walls so you could drive into it. But, oh yeah, and here again, financial dependence, impulse spending. Like, people are like, you have no money, and the money that you do spend, you spend poorly. They say you're overwhelmed and you don't have routine. You know, I'm being called back to that whimsy feeling. It's like people see you living your life. Oh my gosh, I just got the feeling, oh, you guys, I literally love you. I would hang out with you so hard. You guys are pulling me back to like so many elements of like my childhood. I just got called to the movie. I just got downloaded The Florida Project. If you've seen that and you enjoy it, then you know the vibe I'm talking about. Like, I don't know how to capture it, but yeah. The Florida Project is coming through for you guys. People look at, like, how you live your life, and they're like, they don't have it together at all. And, you know, the Florida Project, it doesn't have to be like that story is your story. It could be confirmation. It could be you like that movie. It could be that story is your story. It could be the aesthetic is what's coming through. Like, just there might be like just different things that come through for you on that. And, you know, I'm getting more so like for me it's like the aesthetic of the movie is like really, really, it's glimmering and like pulling me, like that aesthetic paired with like the fair vibe that was coming through for you guys earlier. I'm just hearing like up for anything. Like you're the type of spirit that's like up for anything. On the bottom of the deck we have amusement. I find your stories comical and your life a source of entertainment. That's how people feel like about you. Especially like those that you have, you know, people feel like that, but those people that you cut off are like reminiscing about it very hard. They want to collaborate with you again, those people do, but I think you are over that, I'm hearing. Like, especially with that Leo vibe that was coming through earlier, like you take it very serious. Like you take your pride very seriously. Yeah, this card here, like the future card, our paths are destined to align, though the purpose may still be unclear. It's like you take stuff to heart. You take stuff to soul. Okay, like you're very soulful and like you're serious, I'm hearing, when it comes to stuff, when it comes to matters of the soul, like in matters of the heart, matters to do with the pride. And like I'm just hearing like you know, you had like an imposter in your pride. Your pride is a safe space. I accept and respect you for who you are and ask only for the same in return. Like, that's so true of you. And I think these people took that for granted and they realize this now. They're feeling that, and, you know, they may speak to it to like their, I'm actually unhearing it as like their leftover pride. We have perspective. I value your opinion and would appreciate your unique approach to the situation. Like, people are missing like your insight. And those who still receive it are appreciate it. Like, you've cut out people who don't appreciate it, and you have leftover people who do appreciate it. The moment has come to part ways. Our paths are diverging, and it's time to let go. People are talking about, like, you know, they realize, like, that was just the time. That's what it was. I'm not yet over what happened, but an apology could begin to mend things. You know, like, there's some harsh energy here where it seems like I'm just hearing things ended unamicably. Things could have ended better. Yeah, bottom of the deck. Unfriendly. Keep your guard up. We aren't friends, and I may have a hostile attitude. Oof. Right underneath that, reconnection. I know it's been a while, but I miss having you in my life. Like, in past, deceit, imposter. We just talked about that. I'm sorry. It's mutual. Like, I think both of you guys are sorry, But you guys are sorry for different reasons. You're sorry you had to put a boundary up finally. You're sorry that they couldn't behave. You're sorry, like, you're sorry they took you for granted. And then they're sorry they did all those things. Like, what a complex scenario. Let's go to... Let's I was gonna say let's flip over to the radio. I'm gonna get some messages from song now, messages from music. See what music wants to come out for you guys. Oh, people are saying like they realize like it's them. They're the ones who took the loss out of this like scenario, this situation. Like it's them who's missing out. We have Maya Hawke missing out, coming out. Chaos Angel. Evil by Melanie Martinez. Portals. You know, you may have stepped through a portal to get through this. Tunnel Vision, also by Melanie Martinez. Looking Out for You by Joy Again. My Favorite Fish by Gus Dapperton. This Night Has Opened My Eyes by The Smiths. You may have listened to like a lot of indie music with this person or one of these people. Find an Island by Benny. Stella and Steve album. Stop Thinking About Me by Alfie Templeman. Alfie Templeman. Snap Out of It by the Arctic Monkeys. Old Yellow Bricks by the Arctic Monkeys. That's interesting. I accidentally almost said old... Okay, I won't say it, y'all. This Is the Day by The and... Before that, wow, we have Lovers Rock by TV Girl, French Exit, Are You Sick of Me, Would You Like to Be, Because Love Can Burn Like a Cigarette and Leave You With Nothing. French Exit is also called the Irish Goodbye, and it's when you leave without saying anything. This Is the Day by The Soul Mining is like giving Hanged Man energy. Like you're watching time pass. Time is passing in the moment, and in some ways you need it to. So in some way you need it to. You may really feel like you rush around to like get to the things that you feel like are fun. Like that's coming through again. That's coming through again. Your friends really like to hang out with you. Like you like rush to get to them. And they can't wait to spend time with you. That's awesome. People say that you spend a lot of time outside and that you're really kind to yourself and others. But that perhaps you could speak to yourself more kindly. They think, you're more kind to others than you are yourself, but like, you may be really disciplined with yourself, is what I'm getting. people are talking about how you kind of don't know where you're going, or you don't know your way. You know, they think you should ask for help or seek guidance from someone that's wiser than you. And they see you going out and doing, like, your journey alone. And they're like, why are they doing that? They see you, like, racing towards, like, what seems like nothing, but you seem to be seeing something, like, very illuminated. I'll just show you this card here. Like, you seem to be, like, from our perspective, like, going off into nothing, but to you, you're racing towards a gate. You're seeing this, like, illuminated space up top. Like, you are following, you know, divine guidance, I'm hearing. People talk about how, you know, you're, like, on a journey. People talk about whether or not you know what you're doing on that journey, yes, but everybody talks about how you're on a journey, and people are also talking about how accepting you are, not just of others, but, like, also of, like, the position you are in. You don't squirm is what I'm getting. And we're actually, I didn't realize, we're into our last deck now. So let's get final messages. What are people saying about you, Pile 3? I'm getting the feeling of, like, walking to somewhere nearby for something that you need. Like, I used to have, that's another thing. It's like, there's so many things that remind me of my childhood in this reading. Like, I used to have this gas station on the corner of a street that was, like, down the street from me. I used to call it the little store. And, like, below the age of 10. And, like, I used to walk to this thing below the age of 10. And what's insane is, like, in front of this store, I had to cross a highway. I dropped a card. Let me grab that real fast, guys. Okay, I bumped the camera a little bit. Sorry about that. But people are talking about how you're a scientist, they say. You research, discover, and experiment. The key symbols on this card are microscope, test tube, atom. I'm hearing, like, you test things out. You're hospitable. You interact well with people. Like, people feel like, you know, I'm getting, like, you make people feel like they're part of your pride even if you don't know them. Like, I'm getting the sense of, like, people bringing in friends of your friends bringing friends of theirs, and you not knowing those people, but you treating them like you've been best friends, like, you know, because you know the friend in between you guys. So you're very inclusive and visionary. You like, respect nature. I feel like you're very entwined with, like, nature itself, and, like, you respect nature. And you have a good sense of direction about you. Like, I feel like you could get lost and find your way back home somehow. And it's interesting because, like, despite all your whimsy, I get the sense of, like, tradition somewhere within you, in, like, your energy. There is a sense of tradition. It's, like, coming out in that, like, lion, pride, energy. People may find you to be very attractive and stylish. I'm getting, like, tan skin, or, like, your skin has, like, a glow from the sun. And you may have, like, hair that glow, like, luminous hair. You, like, cook and nurture, and, like, you enjoy food and, like, just stuff to do with the pride. You go with the flow. People talk about that. And I'm hearing people say, like, you're easy on the eyes. You're really good with animals. People take notice to and talk about that as well. I'm getting like irregular animals too, like animals beyond just like, oh, everybody's dog loves me, which everybody's dog does love you. But I'm getting like, you might have like animals that would freak people, like animals and insects and just things like that land on you that would freak people out. But like everything is attracted to you. You are very in tune with nature. Animals and children like flock to you. You're a very caring figure and a very creative figure and a harmonious figure. And you're like a figure that likes to perform. Okay, we have like musician coming out here in harmony, performance, passion, musical notes, guitar, microphone. Like I'm hearing like center stage and like just performance and a flair for the dramatics I'm hearing. And the underlying energy here is engineer, innovation, problem solving. I'm hearing no one does it like you. Precision. I'm also, oh goodness, y'all, I don't even know if I should say that. Like I'm hearing in a filter since no one does it like you. Gears, that might be, I'm getting like that might be actually the person you're like running through the fair with. Gears, blueprint, ruler. It's like you're very original in personality. Like when people meet you, they're meeting you for the first time, and it's like if they ever meet you for the last time, it's the last time they'll meet that energy. Pile 3, we're going to leave your reading off here for today. If that resonated, don't forget to leave a like so I can reach others, and your thoughts in the comments below. If you're a little shy or you don't know what to say, drop a fair ride or candy emoji in the comments, and subscribe to show your support and so I can see you guys again. Goodbye for now.